and welcome to Talks Around the Teapot. Lyndon!
It was my last chance.
So,
Yeah.
Our final talks for the full campaign.
I will say, we will be doing Talks Around the Teapots for other Demons and Daughters content we put out in the future. But this is the final one for the main campaign.
Yeah.
It's been a pleasure. Thank you for listening to us yap. If you're a loyal Teapot viewer, because I know there's less of you, know that I love you, personally. Let's not get ahead of ourselves, but we're going to cover the events of the finale, and then we're going to bring in Lyndon, and we're going to talk about everything. This is not a normal talks. This is an end of series, end of campaign, end of show Teapot. So we're going to cover
I should have written down
everything.
questions.
Yeah, me too. I had those that I wanted to ask.
I was so
They'll
tired.
come up.
Yeah.
They'll come up.
When they're relevant.
We've done a lot of filming.
We filmed the finale last night to where it currently is. And fun fact, when I put my makeup on before we started filming this, my eyes were still red, like swollen and red, because it was a lot of sobbing last night. But we're here to talk. And I am excited. Where shall we begin?
Well, we'll start at the beginning.
Start
Place
at
to
the
start.
We should briefly discuss about the
plan.
the first plan, the very first plan.
Oh god.
I
So,
promise you the plan.
Oh my god.
So the very first plan that we had was to send the NPCs to get the jewels. That was the first plan that was happening with the shouting.
Hence why the last lot of episodes ended with Talia saying it would be diamond if someone could get us the crown jewels.
And then we were like, oh well, that's not very entertaining.
And then-
to send the NPCs off to do a big task while we do.
Hence
do
why
nothing.
we did what we did. But we cut and we went home and we spent 3 hours planning, and then all of that we came up with the most elaborate, ridiculous D&D plan ever.
Would you like to hear it?
And after all of that, we decided it would probably be better just to send the NPCs.
Yeah.
But for your viewing pleasure, my Teapot darlings, here is what would have happened had we not, had gorgeous allies at the Velvet Masquerade.
It's
So,
ridiculous.
I would also like to clarify that the reason I wrote this down as a note is because I was going to be doing so much in this plan that I was literally like, if I don't write it down, I'm going to forget a step to this plan.
Yes.
So the first step was what I did anyway, which was I cast a Revivify into Harold's Ring using Subtle Spell as we go into the Abbey. I did do that because that was the only bit of this plan
That was
is like, that's fine, nothing can go wrong.
Yeah.
Step 2. Albert signals to the whores to follow the carriage with the jewels in. Just across the street, a subtle,
Yeah. And that's like...
That's fine.
That's fine.
We might get away with that.
Yeah.
yeah. Here's where it starts to get bonkers. Albert takes my hand, and when we are inside the cathedral, I dimension door us into the carriage with the jewels. We take the jewels. We pull the pin on a grenade and leave it inside the carriage to explode as we open the door and jump out the moving carriage and run away into the street.
While all this is happening, the rest of us, which we'll refer to
Dilly-dally.
as Group A, dilly-dally and hope for the best.
Your plan was just to dilly-dally.
Yeah, it was just to stand in the Abbey and just...
And wait.
and hope.
Which is what we
My
all
plan
ended up
is
doing
just
anyway.
We did, yeah.
But that was what the rest of us were going to be doing.
Yeah. But yeah, so I disguise myself as a normal civilian woman as I run through the streets with Albert. We get back to the whores, we give Diamond the jewels, we find a back door around the back of the Abbey, which is also what they did.
Yeah.
And then I create a massive distraction.
No, before that, we send Albert away.
Oh yeah,
Oh, yeah.
of course. Albert in this plan was not allowed to come into the Abbey because one of the Pentecosts has to survive.
Yeah.
We
so-
thought
yeah.
out of all the current Pentecosts, he is the most likely to continue on the Pentecost bloodline.
Yeah.
So we're like, he stays alive no matter what.
Yeah.
Yeah, so he was going to go back to the Sanctum, maybe go speak to Lucas, maybe try and figure out any way that they could help from the outside. Maybe find a way of getting us the box.
So then it would be me, Diamond, Madam, and Richard at the back of the Abbey at a back door. I was going to create a big distraction with thaumaturgy of the Lord of Hell's voice, which I can do a perfect impression of with my actor feat, telling them all to run away and be scared, and hope that that scares or confuses the guards on this door into running away. Diamond was going to sneak in alone with the weapons and the jewels, and then me, Beatrice, and Richard were going to bust in the back door and start the combat.
Yeah.
And we were like, that's a bit silly, isn't it?
Yeah.
We were just sort of like, there's so much that was going to go wrong.
We had, like, if you weren't able to dimension door into the carriage, you were going to dimension door to just outside the carriage.
And
just lob the grenade anyway.
Yeah, because the jewels are magical items, so they wouldn't have exploded. They would have been fine. They would have survived.
But what that would have meant is that me and Albert would have had to dart in, rummage through the rubble as, like, injured guards are probably trying to get rid of us, and steal the crown jewels.
Yeah.
In the street.
Yeah.
So we didn't do that.
We spent about 3 hours.
It was so long.
Yeah.
We were
So
planning
long.
this.
Because we had plan A, then we had plan B.
Yeah.
That's a mixture of plan A and
There
B.
was a plan where Rosalind, like, got arrested and was in the Tower of London.
Yeah, well, that was Rosalind was going to sort of dimension
back
door
up
out
plan.
because if she got caught, that would be fine because she could then just sleep and dimension door out of the prison the next day and hope for the best.
Yeah. But in the end, we realised that was all a bit silly and probably risky and would probably end in the world ending. So we didn't do that.
Yeah.
Because Lyndon also pointed out that Rosalind actually hasn't seen the inside of the jewel carriage and probably wouldn't be able to dimension door right inside of a moving carriage that she's not seen and doesn't know quite how far away it is. So the plan was really going to fuck up, like, immediately.
Yeah.
But we didn't do it.
You were still gonna pull a grenade and throw it.
Either way, a grenade was being pulled.
I was gonna call it Rosalind's big day out. But instead, we got our friends to do it for us, which I do think is very narratively beautiful because such a huge part of the story has been breaking down the classism and the sexism and everything in the sanctum and making a new order, and it feels right that they were instrumental in the final battle, as instrumental as they were. But we could not have done that ritual without them. We could not have got out of the situations we were in without them. So I thought that was really nice. But yeah, so this episode started with us getting shoved into the abbey.
And dilly-dallying for
for
an hour.
Dilly-dally for an hour. The king actually just monologued us for an hour.
So we weren't actually dilly-dallying. We were just waiting.
I'm not mad like my father, said the king, madly, like his father.
The backup was if we couldn't dilly-dally for those of us in OG plan, which wasn't actually OG plan, those of us inside that were dilly-dallying, if things went bad, we're just gonna attempt to fight with our limited weapons. I think Seth was gonna break a table or something and then use a table leg as a club.
It was either that or, like, wrestle a bayonet.
Talia was gonna wrestle a bayonet off of somebody to give to the Pentecost.
And it truly was, he would have used the gun like a hammer, like swinging it around, because he doesn't know how to use a gun and he doesn't like stabby, so...
And Talia had a sword hidden in her cane, so we would have hoped that worked, I guess.
Yeah.
Yeah, but, you know, that didn't happen.
That didn't.
I'm glad it didn't.
Yeah. I do really like the final battle being at Westminster Abbey.
So there's a large number of cultists and guards, and then good old paladin.
Samuel Davis.
Yeah, he was there, which is...
He was.
Not surprising, really.
I'd sort of forgotten about him.
Me too.
Yeah.
I hadn't, but I had.
It was too focused on the end of the world, where it's like, oh, he also wants the end of the world.
Yeah. And we didn't kill you.
Yeah. And the king was there, and obviously everyone's favourite new man is John New. This was John Newman.
As far as we know.
Yeah,
As far
because
as we
there's
know.
Probably, like, goes on.
Yeah,
Probably
but-
new.
I hate
new to the power of Google.
Yeah, but it's our Newman. The king monologuing, saying stuff like, why would I turn to madness when I could have more power? And it's like, well, you have turned to madness and want to get more power. Yeah, it's crazy.
This is why Rosalind was laughing, she was really just like, oh my god, you're all so stupid.
Yeah.
Why is every man in charge so deranged and stupid? Like, do you actually think that the Lord of Hell is going to let you rule the world? He wants to come through so he can destroy the world and rule it. Like, he's gonna eat you, sir. Like, especially, like, Rosalind is so, like, this is so common sense, what's wrong with you? But even if it wasn't common sense, because Rosalind has, like, had direct from Lilith a description of what the Lord of Hell's, like, personality is like and what his war was all about.
Yeah.
Like, she was really like, bruh, he wants to eat you. Like...
Well, no, but it's also like, okay...
You're not you have no power, you're stupid!
You could either not help the Lord of Hell and genuinely rule the country...
Yeah.
Or
Be the King of England.
Or you can help the Lord of Hell and not rule anything. Oh, it's hot. It's very cold in here.
Yeah, for those who don't know,
it was snowing on one of the days. It's been so cold.
This week we filmed like the last few episodes, and it was snowing on the first day, and it's been like so cold.
So if you see any of us shaking throughout any of the episodes,
sometimes it's acting, sometimes it's not.
Sometimes we're just freezing.
I think there was a point in last week's episode during the combat where I had the water bottle on my face. I was like, I am cold.
Yeah, it's. I will say, the best case scenario for the king was if the King of Hell comes around, he keeps him around like a.
As like a puppet king.
Yeah, just kind of like a. Yeah, you helped me.
Yeah, but my thing is, that's what Lilith would do.
Well,
you
yeah,
know?
yeah.
Like, I don't think that's what the Lord of Hell would do.
He would just. I think he would enjoy tormenting them.
Yeah.
So.
I think it's just because in my head, like, he's been given such a like bestial description of like he just wants to devour.
Yeah.
Like, I'm just like, King's dumb.
Yeah.
I can't believe he was in on it. This whole show has turned out to be King George IV slander, which I love.
Yep.
Is it slander if it sounds like something he would do?
No, for real.
Was it King George IV who had the sexture? Or was that another king?
No,
That's
was
someone else.
Oh, never mind.
Wasn't that Henry?
No,
I'm sure they all had sex chairs.
probably.
Yeah, it's
like
called
the
the
famous
throne.
sexture.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He sexture.
The sexture.
That would have been funny if Carolina Brunswick had brought that up. if it was him.
She did say he had syphilis.
If she did.
He probably did.
Everyone did.
Everyone had syphilis.
But yeah, it was then when Rosalind was talking. I don't remember exactly what, because all I remember as playing Seth was that thing being like, all right, stand, and then so it was just like, well, we stand.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, the king said something about and you a bunch of children, blah blah blah. So Rosalind was like, okay, stand, children.
Rosalind was like, yeah, we will then. Like, because at that point, I think we'd waited so long, and it was so tense, and it was just like, well, they're probably nearly here, and I don't think we can hold it off much longer. And Rosalind was just so, one, done with him, and two, so aware that every other ritual we've had to stop has been time sensitive.
Yeah.
Especially coming from Bedlam. The Bedlam one was intense.
Yeah.
So she was just like, we actually can't wait anymore, and you've given me a nice opportunity, so fine. We will stand against you, yes. Because I think he was saying, like, as if you could stand against me.
Yeah.
And so she was like, no, we will.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was a very fun moment, standing up, and then the rain of
Yeah.
That was so
that
good.
was so cool.
That was so like cinematic.
The
It was
whole
so.
episode is so cinematic.
It was so good. But it was all of us standing and then the guards trying to shove us down and not a single one of them succeeding.
I was really expecting Seth to be shoved down at the very least, but it was good that
It's
none
so
of us got
good.
shoved down.
Yeah.
And then the weapon. It was really in my head. It's the standing up, getting to be shoved down, things falling, and Harold immediately catching it midair,
Grabbing it.
Yeah.
and then
Yeah.
just starting to
love
shoot the king.
I love Harold.
I love him so
love him
much.
so much.
That's another reason why I'm so glad he was at top of initiative.
Yeah.
Because I can imagine he grabs it and then immediately
Just
Yeah.
points to the king.
Yeah.
everyone, and we all rolled low, so I imagine that that's us scrambling to get all our
But
stuff.
like while we were picking stuff up, Harold had like caught it by like the hand and just like gone.
Yeah.
So good. And I
love
just again
Harold.
I like it narratively because it shows that he's been waiting the longest for this.
Yeah.
You know, he's been the most ready for this.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Always ready to stand on business.
He really is. One thing about Harold Pentecost is he will be standing on business.
It was brilliant. It was
Yeah,
very
It
fun.
was brilliant.
And then the immediate counter of getting blinded.
Yeah, Harold had
Yeah.
a rough time in this
He
fight.
did.
He did.
But he didn't go down once.
No.
He didn't.
This was really my thing. It's like Harold kept taking a lot of hits, but like
He just plods on.
both sort of vaguely Talia, although I think she wasn't really paying attention, but especially as a player, I was really like, well, if anybody can take a lot of hits, it's probably Harold. Like,
Yeah.
he's fine.
Harold and Albert had quite a bad time towards
Yeah.
They kept getting caught in all the AoE spells.
To jump ahead slightly, just because it's talking about Harold and Albert getting caught in so much, Talia didn't take a single point of damage until, like, the fireball.
Yeah.
Which
that's
is
bonkers.
wild to me.
That is bonkers.
And Richard didn't take any for so long
Yeah.
as well, and I'm really like, yes, our two tanks barely got hit at all.
Yeah.
That was wild.
I was hit a couple times, but Lyndon rolled really low for them. So, because Agatha doesn't have many hit points, so she's very vulnerable.
She's
so
squishy.
I'm very
Yeah.
glad that they were very low hit points.
Because I think Richard only got hit once, and he got 10 temporary hit points from his wild magic rage thing. And when he got hit for 12 points, so he actually only lost 2 hit points the whole battle.
Whoa! That's so cool.
Like, he started on 72 and ended on 70.
Wow.
Bonkers.
Rosalind was getting beat up.
Yeah.
Yeah,
But
Seth.
she was also being
Seth was
I
going
do feel
through
bad.
it.
Well,
as like my role
was
being,
going through
I mean,
it.
we're talking about
let
Harold
me take all of the hits
feeling
and then not
bad
getting
for
hit. I
Harold
felt
and
bad.
Albert. I feel bad for
Seth went
Seth.
through
It's
it.
truly
Seth went down
as-
like 3 times.
As a player, it was one of those things watching it and understanding all the character motivations, seeing all the characters who are the strongest in battle running away from the paladin, to just pick off all the little guys.
Yeah.
But as Rio, I was like, Seth's gonna fucking get like crushed by this paladin.
Yeah.
But Seth isn't. Also, character-wise, is going to stand in a position where he can probably reach and help the most people.
Yeah.
So it was like, well, here I am.
I'll get knocked down.
But I-
go again.
No, we're gonna keep
I
you
did
down.
feel bad because I was going to stop him being able to make more than one attack before, and then I didn't do that. And then I was like, oh, that would have been rough. But to be fair, it wouldn't have stopped him doing more than one attack. He would have just taken damage if he did, so I think he would have still done it all anyway.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah,
I
but
don't
then
feel
that damage that he had taken would have still like brought him down a bit. So.
Yeah, but it was only a D8, so I don't think he
yeah.
would have gone down. He
Too
might have
much.
gone down like one round earlier.
Yeah.
And that last round, all he did was run away.
That is
True. He did
Because
run away.
he's a baby.
Yeah.
But if you've got an order
Yeah.
of things,
I
we
think
should follow
I need your structure because
Yeah.
like I always get so confused with combat about like what happened when.
Well, it was the Harold gets blinded, and then it was the note I have is the zombie crit from Talia.
Yes! Oh my god, that was
Oh.
so cool.
That was so good, especially because I then kept forgetting to use her reaction. But I think she does because she's always so like in it and focused on what she's doing. Because she is so like one-on-one with people, she sort of doesn't have the time and the chance to take in all of her surroundings because she's always like
Well, yeah, like she doesn't know when people die
Yeah.
unless she's the one who's killed them.
like she's always like up in combat with them. So she always forgets. So that first one, like we started off strong.
We did start.
We started off so
The
strong.
first like
And
round was good. And
The
then
fact
it went
that that one crit on the other one
so good.
was so
satisfying.
good. And there's an extra bit of satisfaction that I get when Talia uses that specific curse in a battle with Newman. Because like that's his thing, especially because he didn't do that once this whole
Yeah.
fight. Like there is that little bit of like, oh, you're not the only one. And like I know that it is different and like they're up for longer and can fight for longer and follow, but like
No, but it's not like you're not special.
Yeah.
You're not special when you're not cool.
yeah.
Yeah. It was very fun to see Albert, because in my mind it's like Albert shoots him and then the guy gets back up immediately and then just turns and shoots the other guy hard and then goes back down again immediately,
So
and it was just
good.
like, oh, great, brilliant, good. Albert killed him, and now the other one's gonna be much easier to kill.
Yeah.
Brilliant.
That was so good.
I also liked the it was one of those things where it was the most following the Sanctum's order by Agatha of focusing on Newman. It was there is big fighting going on, and yes, you are a big shooter. Right now, get to the other side of the room. Focus on Newman.
Yeah, and I think I
can't stop with these
it took me, I think, 3 or 4 rounds before I even attacked.
But like that was like character-wise, it was great because everything was happening at the front of the in the front, and at the back was just Agatha and the like hiding behind everyone, just going.
It was very I do agree. I think if the Bedlam combat was us as a group becoming a new group and a new order, this really felt we've stepped into our team, our generation of the Sanctum Impervious, because it was so everybody had their job to do, everybody knew, and it was so nice to see Agatha with a very important job, being able to lock in and do it and focus, because everyone else was playing their roles in the team. And it felt like there was real strategy going on for the first time, I think, with this lot. And it was really cool.
Definitely the first time that wasn't us just being
and definitely for Agatha, because in all of the combat so far, all she's been able to do is shoot her gun, bang, bang, bang.
So true.
So I think for her it was definitely a moment of pride that she actually had she obviously she knows how important her gunshots can be, especially cause there's been a few combats where Agatha has killed the main guy, one last shot and he's down, and it felt it was a moment of pride for her to have such an important thing, and yes, it meant that she couldn't shoot anyone, but she knew that all that was handled, that everyone else was focused and locked in on that, so she could just do what she had to do.
And it's also, it just goes to show in that final moment that most of what Agatha's had to do in combat is shoot, but all of these girls have so many strengths and they're so well rounded, and actually if you look at the whole campaign holistically and not just the fights, one of Agatha's biggest skills always is her intelligence and her mind, and that coming in the final combat I think was really cool character wise.
Yeah, definitely.
Hells yeah.
Hell yeah.
Then the hex.
You did so well.
The hex being put onto the paladin as well.
That was fun.
That was good.
That was fun.
Yeah.
I had a good first round with the paladin, because I think Rosalind's strategy was sort of okay, well, it's going to be Talia and the king because he can't go down, he can't die, and Talia can fight people without killing them, whereas me and Aggie are gonna kill, we can't pull our attacks, you know. So she was sort of okay, well, Talia's gonna focus on the king, Aggie has to focus on Newman, guess I'm taking the paladin, and she was just sort of well, if I can keep him occupied enough, he won't notice what Agatha or Talia are doing, because your jobs were the important ones, making sure the king was pliable but not dead, and making sure Newman was trapped. Those were the 2 big important jobs, and she was sort of okay, well, the paladin is clearly the muscle of this group, that's his job, so I just need him to not realise you guys are doing bad things. Which was fun, and it was really cool because it was the first time Rosalind has ever been in a combat and not been scared. She even when she's always a bit quaking, and this time she really wasn't. She was so this is fine, and it was fun having that for the first time. It was fun having her just absolutely audaciously engage with a super tanky heavy hitter and just not caring. And she was sort of trying to lead him away from the others, and it was really fun because I did do good in my first round because I got my hex in, and then I hit with my radiant on that round as well. And I just know he was mad. I just know he was pissed off. Because he tried to do command. That's what it was.
Yeah.
He tried to do command, and she was like, "No, thank you. I'm done being told what to do now."
That was fine.
That was she was just fun. She really got a bit she was such a proper teenager with the paladin, and I think it's really funny because she's never been like that.
She was with the king as well.
Oh yeah.
She was she rolled her eyes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. She rolled her eyes at the king's
so
monologue.
good.
I forgot. She's just so done with these men, I think.
And you know what is so nice about that as well? Is I know that Rosalind has never been like that, but, and tell me if I'm wrong, from my thoughts, Talia's sort of the only person that's ever seen that sort of side of her, And that again was when they were a lot younger, / when they would be with Martha when they were a bit older, because that was fun.
100%.
And it's so nice that started to come out in that final battle, considering where they ended. Of they're back to where they were, where like they everything doesn't feel like so much anymore, and like they're all just friends. And I know that's getting ahead of it, but like it's so nice that started so early on.
The seeds of it were so early on,
because Talia was sort of because obviously she couldn't like see any of that happening with the king, and like I think she vaguely overheard it with the paladin, but she was very locked in. But she still sort of had that awareness of like but not in the like way that it would have been before, and very like, that's my girlfriend, you know. Like just in like a
so done. Ria's having more flashbacks.
No, for real. It was bad.
Yeah.
But like it was really nice to have that as just like
wholesome. Yeah. Because I agree. Because Rosalind, I really enjoy it when Rosalind gets to be a teenage girl, because she never was. Like she never got to be like that. Except like a few brief moments that she would only really have and get to be like around Talia when they were on their own. So yeah, it was fun. I enjoyed annoying the paladin. I just know he was like, who is this bitch? But it was a good time until obviously later on he smacked me down. But we'll get to that later. Stay chronological.
There was also the spiritual weapon from Seth.
Yeah, I love that. The hammer like appearing out of the fog.
Just really
so cinematic, so cool.
Yeah, because I didn't want it to be like, well, it throws, and I was like, oh no, there's already like Thor's hammer, and that's kind of like, I'm so done with that. Okay, it's going like a wheel. Yeah,
I like
it doesn't
that a lot.
Yeah, it rolls like a wheel. Yeah, that's cool.
It's very Seth.
And you know it was just the moment of bringing up the spiritual weapon, and then Seth's first kill of a person. It felt very much kind of like a, well, you're pro the world ending, because of your actions. I feel no bad towards you because you're pro the world ending.
I really like Seth's very simple moral logic. It makes me so happy.
It's just like, oh, you want the world to end, okay, you have to be dead.
Yeah, literally.
Because you get the same outcome. The world ends, you die.
Yeah.
So why not just skip the world ending and die?
Give me a Charlie Pug.
Pop off.
I'll say it.
Oh no, say it.
No, but Seth's little, but like, because you said like that was the first time Seth's ever killed someone, and Lyndon's like description of like, and he grabs onto you, like trying to get something out of you, and Seth just being like, you're a bad man.
Yeah.
Was so good.
That was so good.
Like,
I love him.
It was so wow. I loved it.
I love him.
Yeah, and then you know there was the plague and the poison mist all sort of happening in the same sort of time down there.
Yeah.
There are going to be some bits missing in the combat because a lot happened in the combat.
But I trust that you've written down the
like
story beats.
The
you
beats,
know?
yeah.
Those were just annoying. Those were pissing me off.
Yeah. There was the Diamond and Lucas kiss.
Oh my god, yeah, you
I just thought,
because we got to keep control out of our NPC for this.
I just thought because that was when the soldier came up to the balcony.
Yes,
Lucas attacked the soldier, Diamond attacked the soldier, and then Lucas attacked again, and then he died. And I think that was a moment of pride for Diamond, being like, oh yeah, like not only has he left the sanctum, he's actually fighting, he's doing so well.
Yeah.
And I like to think that Diamond just had like this massive grin on her face and was like, I just have to kiss him. Like I have to.
I agree.
Yeah.
That's so cute.
I love them. I know I
love them
hard.
so much.
If this final episode has given me anything, it's like, no, I'm a Diamond Lucas stan. Like
DeLucas.
DeLucas.
Lyman.
Like the fish.
#Lyman. Da Lucas.
Da Lucas.
From
The Sanctum.
all of us when he came downstairs at the end of the battle.
The Lucas from the Sanctum?
But we'll get there.
It's
Yeah, because I think Talia had like no awareness that Lucas was there.
I don't think Agatha did either because she was on the other end of the abbey.
Yeah.
Like, I really don't think she registered that he was there, like, until so long after, like, everybody else had. Like, I don't think it was sort of, like, on camera.
Yeah, well, yeah.
well, it's also one of those things where
Oh,
like
she didn't realise he was there until she saw them making out at the back.
Huh?
That was, like,
That's
the first
funny.
time she
That's
realised,
really
and then she was
funny.
like,
Oh.
Nice.
Well, it was one of those situations as like the player. I was very aware of everyone up on the balconies and stuff because it was I had control of Madam B and they were doing important
she
things.
Was up there
It was
for a long time.
because
Yeah.
there was a level of times like I can't come down now.
Yeah.
There's too many people and no one seems to be like dying. And then it'd be like, alright, Seth, it's your turn. And then I'd look at it and I'd be like, I don't know half the people in this building.
Yeah.
I assume they're on our side. No one has told me anything about any of them. But that one up
I mean,
there.
they had been pointed out to you in the carriage ride.
No, because
No, he didn't.
it was the only no, I pointed them out, but
Seth didn't.
wouldn't
you
know who
didn't
they
see
were.
them
Yeah, that's
because
true, you're
I
so
rolled
right.
so high on my perception
You're right.
that Agatha pointed them out, but by that time
Yeah. No, we
we'd
knew where
already
they
gone
were, but we
past.
hadn't seen
Yeah.
them.
Yes.
Right, you're right.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Seth had absolutely no Scooby, so it was very
Yeah.
much like I assume they're on our side because one of them threw me a hammer.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I assume that they're the people who we were discussing about getting us stuff.
Yeah.
And then I go back to him playing. I was like, wow, yeah, Diamond Luke's doing so cool. And then go back to Seth and being like, there's an attractive woman and a frail looking man. But yeah,
Yeah.
the fog, the plague, which was both annoying.
All I have to say about them is that they pissed me off.
Yeah, they were so
They were
annoying.
pissing me off.
It was not fun. It
Yeah,
was
poor
not.
Harold and Albert still going through it.
Yeah.
Like,
Um,
Bro. And it was so funny because Rosalind was in the middle of both of those and she saved on all of the effect, but she knew Harold and Albert were there and she was like, I fucking know these Pentecost boys haven't said. She was like, I fucking know they're blind right now. Like,
Yeah.
it was so
Uh-huh.
annoying.
Yeah, no, it was really. There was that moment where Rosalind was directly in the middle of the paladin and the king.
Oh,
yeah.
That was epic.
Yeah, no, the Rosalind being flanked by two tanky, powerful men was a bit bonkers. But that was, again, it was because of the cloud and the bugs. Like, basically, because it was half movement in the plague swarm, the only way I could get out in a way that I could attack anyone was gonna put me right in the middle of them. But she just didn't care, and she wasn't scared. And it's so satisfying when I think back to the first combat we ever had on the show, where Rosalind could do nothing. Like, the first combat we had on the show, she didn't have any weapons, she didn't have use of her magic, she didn't know she had magic, she had some ribbons and a dream, and, like, literally all she could do was, like, run away and try not to get hit. And it's so cool to see the growth and the progress to her then, even as a squishy spellcaster, putting herself in the middle of melee with these two huge fighters and not being scared at all. And yeah, it was. She did get smacked up while she was there. The paladin was really like, okay then. But I did get to use my hellish rebuke for the first time, which was very fun and cool. I've been looking forward to doing that. And I love when Rosalind does warlock magic. I particularly enjoy hellish rebuke because of the way the spell works in D&D rules and like what it looks like. And I take great pleasure in this, like, giant armoured tank of a man. And then this, like, tiny little girl being like, "Meh." And then he just, like, bursts into hell flames. Like, that's so good. I think that was when Talia was nearby, because then you were the other side of the king.
Yeah.
So I think you would have heard a little bit, because she was still being quite teenager. Because I remember there was where she was like, Mummy's not going to be happy with you.
Yeah.
Like,
Well, and I think that's
this
why.
thing is so fun. She's deranged.
Because-
She did go off her rocker a little bit. I love it when she goes off her rocker.
But that's what, because it was after that, but before Talia's go, that the king got banished.
Yes.
and that's why she was so okay leaving Rosalind on her own.
Yeah.
Because she was like, actually, like, I think
You're
you've got
fine,
this.
yeah.
Like, I think you're, like, I'll come back and help.
Yeah.
But I think you kind of got this.
Yeah.
And then she got smacked.
And in that moment, that was like great, perfect. And then Talia runs away and then turns back around. Rosalind is I know this is jumping ahead.
Yeah.
Rosalind is carrying because of magic spell. Seth is unconscious on the floor.
No,
and
literally.
Harold's hands
No,
are up
for
against the wall,
literally,
just
no,
like.
because she realised.
So it's just like,
because-
oh, what did I do?
I know what
Fuck!
you're saying, but like then Newman disappeared and she looked back down and saw that and she was like, what happened? Like what
It
went
just shows
down?
how quickly everything can change in one round in this game.
Well, yeah. But yeah.
But yeah, the king got banished.
Banished.
Your Crimson Right description, I think was
Ah, yes, because I always wanted to describe it and then I would always forget to. Because she's got 2 Crimson Rights, but she almost always goes, there's 2 types of damage that she can do. Because she's got the fire one and she's got it's either storm or ice one, or frost or something. It's cult damage regardless.
Yeah.
And because I think very early on, because mechanically you get a second one later on. So at first I only had the fire one, and I think I described that one really early on and said that it burned. But then I always forgot to describe the way that it had changed. So I was glad that I finally got to do that.
That was cool.
And it makes me happy. Because I just really love like the descriptions of magic.
Same.
And the way that they're different depending on who it is that's doing them.
It's really one of my favourite things.
I really like how sort of gross and guttural all of her magic and stuff is. And like the sounds that have to come out of her to get them. I enjoy it a lot. I think it works for her very well.
Cool. The other funny thing about the king getting banished is that I considered banishing the king. I think
No, because she'd literally lent to me like.
I was like, if I banish one of them, which one should I banish? I was like, do I just get the king out the way and like safe for a little bit, or do I just like yeet the paladin away for a bit because he's pissing me off? And I didn't do either of those things. But the reason I didn't is because the king got banished, and I was like, oh, all right, that's fine then.
That's made the decision.
I was really like, thanks, Newman, you've saved me a spell slot. Like, cool.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You did me a favour, actually.
The Agatha rushing to the back of the abbey and then finding out the box doesn't work was really just like we have to fucking kill him then, which is so annoying. I just want him gone.
Yeah.
I just want him gone as quickly as possible because he's at this point he is just a pain in the arse.
No,
Yeah.
Like he is strong, but like he's strong in the way like if you get bit by a mosquito is.
Yeah.
It's just like you're pissing me off and now my neck hurts.
He's so annoying. It's like
Not that you would know how that feels like.
I've never been bitten by a bug. I stand by that on business.
Oh, it's that same thing. Like he was saying that we've been a thorn in his side all summer. I'm really like, no, mate. You're the fucking annoying one. Let's go away.
Like, we've killed you twice already. Can you just die now?
In all fairness, on the other side of it, I can see how it'd be annoying to be killed twice and then they keep turning up. I can see on the other side of it being like,
well, maybe
stop killing me! Stop killing me!
Consider this.
Stop actively asking us to kill you.
Consider
really
this.
annoying teenage
Maybe
girls.
don't be an evil man.
Yeah.
Don't
Maybe don't try and end the world.
Like that
And
might
we'll
actually
stop trying to
solve
kill you.
all of your problems.
We'd leave you alive if you were a good person.
Like, okay, bro, but you killed like a whole order. You killed like all our families and friends and like everyone.
Yeah.
We
You can't be annoyed at
close
us.
to killing you the amount of times you've killed a person. So
And that's me and that's on us still being super angry at John Newman. When will it end?
Just do better.
Just be better, just do better.
Be better.
Maybe
do
that's
better.
our killing Newman one shot. We'll just shut and be like, do better.
Yeah.
I'll roll a 30 persuasion and we'll go home.
And I was like, alright, fair enough. I did fail, so I guess I'll just do better. Oh, the next note I have is Here Comes Richard Out of Nowhere. And the reason why it's like that, because in my mind I could really cinematically see the way Richard ran down the stairs, punched the guy, knocked the punched again, and then just comes running out of the doorway and just punches the other punches in the back of the head, and it's just like,
I
did
love
I crit on that one?
huh?
I think so.
I think he crit on the first one, like in the big room.
Yeah. It was,
And in my head,
him.
like
Dad.
But you know, he's the masquerade wall.
Yeah.
You know? He's a big guy. And in my head he's proper like I don't know, but it's
like-
just proper like dum, dum.
it is truly like,
What? Like, it's so good.
You know what he's like? You know in Attack on Titan, when
The internet.
the internet might know, like when the big titans are like running and they like bash each other in the middle of the street.
Oh, I've seen gifs of
that's
yeah.
Richard.
Well, the reason why I put the note "Here comes Richard out of nowhere" because it felt very much felt like a WWE superstar.
Yeah.
Wrestling.
Yeah.
Oh shit!
Yeah.
No, but this
Straight
is
out
what
the
I mean.
gate.
Like,
Yeah.
I think he's done that move before because he was a pit fighter. Like,
Yeah.
they'd be introducing the champions, but then Richard got known.
Yeah.
Richard was
Richard
the wall.
Hubert.
And then they'd be like, here's the wall, and he would just come running out.
And
And,
just-
as he'd jump in, like, the fight would start. Like,
Yeah,
the bell
yeah,
would
yeah.
start ringing as
Yeah,
he
yeah.
was running in.
Uh-huh.
Like, I think that's a move he's
No,
done
for
before.
sure. That was from his good old days.
Yeah.
You can't see me. I'm Richard.
Just holding the shield up. You can't see me. Next note is brilliant counterspell.
Oh,
yeah.
Lucas.
Lucas.
Yep.
Lucas came
Lucas
through.
came-
Truly, if Lucas didn't come,
Oi, oi.
we don't know what happened quite after the camera stopped rolling, but if he didn't turn up, we would have been fucked.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We would have
For
been
real.
truly
Yeah.
a lot more
Yeah.
deaths.
And it makes me so happy that like Lucas was so instrumental as well, because on the same level as the Masquerade people being that instrumental, Lucas has been from the start, and like just because he is disabled and like is different to the girls, he is still the only other one apart from Albert of like their generation of the Sanctum, and he's been there since the start and he's helped the girls throughout, and I'm so glad that he got to be there. And so we were given control of the NPCs to do our plan, and then we kept slight control of them for this episode, and it was my plan to have Lucas come into the Abbey and just hide so that he could counterspell, because I think the original thought was that Lucas probably wouldn't come into the Abbey.
Oh yeah, because I think we said that he would stay by the doors in case anyone escapes,
Yeah.
and then he can get them like
Yeah.
as they're on their way
But
out.
like I came up with that plan when I saw he had counterspell, because I was like, that might fucking save us, and it did. And so I'm really glad that like we were able to play the NPCs.
And
Like,
that all of his counterspells worked. as
yeah.
Yeah.
Given that he has to roll for it because he's low level, like I was rolling every time, but
Yeah.
he does have a +5 to it because
Still.
he's a good wizard. But it was still all down to rolls and luck, and as the demon baby said, he was a lucky boy. But no, it makes me very, very happy that Lucas was so instrumental as he was. I'm so proud of him.
Yeah.
10 out of 10 character.
Yeah.
Beautiful.
No, truly.
So proud of him.
Yeah,
I love him so
me
much.
too.
He left the Sanctum.
Yeah,
Love him.
yeah.
Doesn't mean that he's completely, but he's taken one massive step.
He's
into
taken a
it.
step,
Yes.
obviously.
And I mean, we'll get to it more because I
Yeah.
think a big section of this today will be talking about what we think the futures of the characters are. But I was saying to Lyndon, I think day before yesterday, that I like to think that now Lucas has done this first step. Over the next sort of like few years, he gradually gets over his agoraphobia, and like it takes years. But I think that he does get to a point a few years later where like he's able to go outside when he wants, you know? And it makes me really happy.
Yes. Yes.
I love him.
2 spiritual weapons in play.
That was just
It was
cool.
cool.
I
was
just
just
like
cool.
it.
Yeah.
It was just cool.
A hammer and an embroidery needle.
I
So
got
good.
it.
Top tier. It's
Yeah.
so good.
Well, again, it's like, oh, okay, rich aristocratic cunts, you're getting killed by a little working class boy and a girl. You know?
Loser.
I
Funny.
really like most of these people that you're fighting are under 20.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
Maybe not most, but like a lot of them.
Yeah.
Just us three, actually.
That's Seth.
Oh, I'm Seth.
Oh yeah,
sorry,
Seth's
sorry,
53.
Sorry.
Actually,
15.
Seth,
But I mean, like,
he has better,
the ones that are annoying you the most, that you're the most,
Benjamin Button disease. Seth.
Ah, yeah.
the ones that you're the most annoyed by, the ones that you're like the most worried and concerned about, are
Yeah.
all under 20,
Yeah.
and you're bigger.
That is embarrassing.
Are you
And
not
you're gonna run
embarrassed?
away from us.
No, because when we get to that,
The next note, which is just a funny, we'll move on immediately, but it's just a fun one. What do you mean, future wife, Lucas?
He didn't say that out loud.
No, he didn't.
No.
He didn't.
And I stand by. I think I did his character accurate.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
I think that is what he was thinking in that moment.
Yeah.
Of panic.
Yeah. I agree.
Let's move on.
That was so
Yeah.
good.
I ship it so fucking hard.
The frightening spell.
Ugh! Don't. I'm so pissed off about it. I'm so pissed off, actually. It was pissing me off. I have actually never been more
right off.
angry in a combat at anything anyone has done. I was so mad. Rosalind was so mad. And I do like that with the mechanics of the spell, she was still able to, like, understand that she was mad and that it wasn't real. But it was still so frustrating. But at the same time, I'm sort of grateful because it makes a lot of narrative sense as they're like, oh, we're doing a very thematic final battle for our characters, you know? Because it's like, oh, it's the first time she's not afraid in a battle and somebody has, like, forced a feeling on her when her whole thing is people, like, making her into what they want. And, like, she's always been scared and now she's not. And she was really like, fuck you, actually, Mr. Paladin. I'm mad. I'm mad about it.
Yeah, it was funny to be frightened because Talia was really like, okay, I don't really want to be near you anymore, but like, I wasn't going to go after you anyway, so bye. Which just made me giggle.
That was good.
The Masquerade Ball lives up to his name. Just more singing of Richard's praises.
I love him.
Well, the thing
Dads.
with Richard, I was really like, I think that Richard can take out the cultists.
Yeah.
My plan with Richard, as it was with sort of all of them, I think for a lot of the NPCs was like, okay, well, we've all taken on like one of the big guys each. You all take out the rest. So Richard, I was just like, he's just gonna make his way around, taking out all the
standing
like.
on business.
Yeah, he was like, you're bad, and I'm coming after you, and you're bad, and he was very just like, this is the plan, and these are the people that need to go down, and you're all taking care of all of the other like big stuff.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
That was a good time.
Love Richard.
Love him so much. Dad.
The next big thing that happened in the battle was Seth going down.
oh my baby.
best time.
Well, getting blinded and then getting knocked down.
Oh god,
That was
yeah.
Yeah, not great, but
I did like the description of the blindness and then the description of the blindness leaving you as like
Yeah.
tears was
Yeah.
very cool.
the next note is that Harold brings up Seth.
That was cool.
Yeah.
That was
Yeah,
good.
it's the first time we've seen Harold use his medical kit,
Yeah.
medical training. It was nice.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it was very nice as well because Harold is the dad that has been the most, like, has become the most fatherly. And I felt like that extended a little bit towards Seth in that moment.
Yeah.
Because he was like, you're alright, boy. You're alright. And I was like, that was really cute, actually.
Yeah, it was one of those things where Seth is like, yeah, I am all right. Let get me up and point me in a direction I can't see anything. And then the next note is Cultist has become an awful demon.
Yeah.
Demon
That's
baby
annoying.
number one.
I hated it them, but I do really like them story-wise. I really like that it's a thing that the people in this cult, they're so delusional that they just, like, sacrifice themselves to become abominations for their lord. Like, it's cool. It's gross and
yeah.
awful, but it's cool.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That is like, hey, at least you're like committed.
Yeah,
You know?
Yeah.
they
Hey,
committed
for real.
to it.
Got that
Like,
going for
At least
you.
you're not delusional like the king. You know what's going to happen to you.
Yeah.
But
The
the
olive-
first time that Talia saw one of them jump in, she was really like, because that's what the second time that one of the lackeys has been like, okay, I guess I'll just kill myself to be used by somebody more powerful than you. And she was really like, oh, can you just not do that though? You know, like it just bugged her. She was just like, oh, like that's so gross.
Yeah. She's so real for
Yes,
that.
because Talia has never become a demonic demon to help kill other people.
No, but she's never killed herself to do that.
I suppose.
know?
I suppose.
Like Talia
hold on.
then comes
They're not
back
dead.
as a person.
They're not dead. They came back.
They're not dead.
They're not dead. They are capable of logic. All right. They are the same beings.
Oh, I hate that.
They are the same
logic.
beings. They have
Yeah, but
not
she
killed
didn't know
themselves.
that.
They have transformed and
When
gone.
Lyndon said they are capable of logic.
Yeah.
I
Ew.
really- like, honestly, I can't explain it. Like, nothing on the show has ever disgusted me more.
It's the fact that they're capable of logic, and that means they've got the same logic that makes them think that them doing that to themselves was the right decision,
Yeah.
and that's what
Yeah.
their logic connects them to.
I hate them.
Which is the worst thing about these things.
Yeah, I hate
Yeah.
them.
I don't like it.
No.
And, the next note I have is I get knocked down, but
I
I
get
get
up.
up again.
Seth, for real.
Yeah, because then it was that got brought up, and then it was the fireball against
Yeah.
me.
And you were just
Harold,
straight back
and
down.
Straight back
Yeah.
down immediately. I rolled it and I failed it just to see how much damage I took. If I took one more damage from the fireball, I would have died instantly.
Fuck, I didn't know that.
I did.
Oh, no, it's that close. Oh my
It was. Yeah, I would have died instantly.
One away from insta kill.
Yes.
So that one hit point that Harold gave you.
Yes.
Oh my god,
Well, no,
Harold.
because if I didn't get brought up, then it would have just been like 2 death saves
Well,
or
yeah,
something.
but like
Yeah.
the fact that Harold brought you up instead of
Yeah.
like because if anybody else they would have just stabilized you.
That's
Like
so
the fact
true.
that it was Harold meant that you gained a hit
Yeah,
point.
oh my god.
Yeah, I was one hit
And
point
that's
away from
what
instant
saved
dying.
you.
Yeah.
Yeah, I saw that happen. I was like,
Oh god.
Wow.
so yeah.
Wow.
You kept that hidden.
Yeah, I don't want
Yeah.
to stress people out.
Yeah, fair enough.
Just like Seth would. Don't worry about me.
Oh my god.
That was the first time that Talia took damage
Jesus.
with her 80 something hit points she went in on.
Yeah. Which I mean,
More than double than Seth.
yeah.
But what that meant was, as we get towards the end of the battle, she was very aware that like she hadn't taken any hits and everybody else had. So she was like, well, I can just get in the way now. Like I've sort of done
Your bit.
my bit.
Yeah.
And now I can just get in the way and try and like
Yeah.
take all the hits.
Yeah.
Whereas had she been taking hits throughout, she would have been a lot. I think she would have still done the same plan, but she would have had a lot less confidence that it would have worked.
Yeah.
And she wouldn't have been able to keep it up for as long. So, you know, pros and cons.
Yeah.
I'm going to go back a bit and then go back to kind of thing because I forgot about the one moment where after Rosalind got frightened, before Seth went
Oh,
down
yeah.
the first time, casting resistance
Yeah.
on Rosalind to try and help break
That nearly made me cry.
Same. Unfortunately, it didn't work.
It did not. But it made me cry. And it was the first time he called her Rosalind.
Yeah.
And I thought that was really nice.
It's
I love him.
because it's one of those things where he didn't know what to call you because witnessing,
Yeah.
you know, after the Viscount and the conversation and witnessing you like actively be like, I hate my father.
Yeah.
It's okay. So I probably shouldn't call you by your father's last name.
Yeah.
It's very presumptuous of me to assume
Yeah.
to give you your mother's last name.
Yeah.
And we're in a moment of panic, so I don't really have
Yeah.
time to think about it. So
Yeah.
Rosalind, don't worry about
But
it.
it was so lovely. And it was so lovely that it wasn't that there wasn't even a miss, Rosalind. And it sort of was, I think, foregrounding that class consciousness that he started to develop right at the end of that, like in a moment of such panic, you're just a human being with another human being,
Yeah.
you know. And I think that's what I felt from it too, and that was really lovely because I'll get onto it more the more we go through. But I felt, and me and Maria were saying in the car after we finished, was that it was so nice that when we obviously did the first few episodes, Seth and Rosalind were the most distant, and now they feel very close. Like even though they're not actually close, like right now, it feels like there's so much between them that is of like recognition and like that they're the same in so many ways. And I like to think that Seth becomes kind of like a younger brother to her because that's sort of how she feels about him now, and it's really sweet.
It's good. It's good stuff.
Morne clearly fell asleep in the car while that was being
I
said.
wasn't asleep, I was crying.
Yeah, that's fair, that's fair, that's fair.
It was once the conversation was going on, I just kept looking next to me. I just see Morne looking out the window like a movie. I was just like, yeah, you're having your Agatha moment. I'm
Yeah,
like,
I was aware of the conversation around me. I was just like, I just have to.
That's fair. You just have to cry.
Yeah, I have to.
Sometimes you just have to cry.
You
Yeah.
do. We did.
That should be the tagline of the show, quite frankly.
Sometimes
Sometimes you
you
just have to cry.
I feel like that would have helped a lot of the men in this show.
Yeah,
Well,
yeah.
Frederick, did you try just like grieving your wife?
Mm,
Did you try just like not bringing her back from the dead?
Look at how
so
big these glasses
cute.
look on
She's
her
so
because they're
cute.
Gilbert's.
She's so cute. Show and tell.
So
time with our
Talia
doll.
has Agatha's glasses that the doll came with.
Because they're Gilbert's glasses.
Yeah. Rosalind.
has Talia's reticule that she came with, because when does Talia have a reticule?
And she currently doesn't have it on
I
because
haven't got round to it, but
it requires some surgery. But
So when we brought
You
them,
keep talking. I'll be back.
Baby Aggie didn't have 2 hands.
yeah, she
had
only
one.
has one arm.
And baby Rosie did have 2 hands, and as you can see, she no longer does. We had to perform a surgery so that she would be more accurate to Rosalind.
So Agatha is next. We're basically doing a limb transplant.
We are.
So
We are.
There is a recording of me cutting the hand off. For
Oh,
those
is
who want
there?
to see it.
what the fuck? Yeah.
Makes so much sense.
So yeah, Talia has the glasses, Rosalind has the reticule, and Agatha has the arms. So we all have
One of these things.
something.
is
One of
not
these
like
things
the
is not like the other.
Sorry, I lost my place. I can
Did
feel
Albert
them.
get killed in a fireball?
Fuck off.
Seth got killed in Fireball.
Fireball got Seth.
Cool.
There must be multiple points in that episode where me and Rio just turn to each other and
Just
just.
kind of point out that.
Yeah.
Because the thing is, I don't feel bad about Seth getting fired. Quite frankly, the fact that Seth survived that is a miracle, but we'll get onto that later.
Luckily, if we had one spare revivify by the end of it, so Seth.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know if we would have. Actually, without Seth, it would have all gone to shit. So-
Yeah.
We'll get onto that. I'm trying to remember. So then went down, up, down. Seth went back up. Seth. This was. Rosalind lost the fear, and
Yes.
Seth called Rosalind. Miss
Yes.
Hereford.
That made me cry. Surprise, surprise. Because at that point, then he'd heard her call herself
Yes.
that.
Yes.
Because that was her pep talk to herself.
That was when she tried to banish the thing.
She
wasn't
did,
it?
which didn't fucking work. This thing pissed me off. Yeah, because that was when she tried to cast banishment on the creature, and it didn't work, which was annoying.
Would have been so epic if it did work.
No, literally.
Mm-hmm.
But it didn't. So it was what it was. But it was the first time that she had referred to herself as Rosalind Hereford. So that's still pretty epic, in a way,
Yeah.
you know?
Yeah.
Because I have known for a while, I think, that that's what she would end up being called. I never knew if that would be something that happened in the show or not. I always sort of thought of that as a future thing once I'd found everything out about Georgiana. But I'm glad she found that moment for herself in the show, because being able to like hear that from somebody else, like even though she obviously didn't really get to process that because it was in the middle of a combat, like I think that's still really special and beautiful. I love her. I'm so proud of her.
And then the paladin assessed the situation and went, well, I gotta get the fuck out of here.
And then he ran away.
Oh, little
Little baby paladin.
Ran away.
To Sammy Davies.
So he ran and then got ambushed by Talia and the Masquerade Wall, which is it's a bad position.
Wombo combo.
Yeah, was that the bit where there was like 3 opportunity attacks on him at the same time, or is that something else?
Something else, I believe.
I think that was a demon baby.
That was a demon.
Oh,
That was the
right, okay.
That was the demon trying
Right,
to
never
get
mind.
the... Yeah. No,
Yeah.
this is the paladin fucking
Right.
just getting
No,
out there.
there were, because you got an opportunity attack with your spiritual weapon.
Yes.
Talia got an opportunity attack, and somebody else did as well. You're right.
Yeah, was that on the paladin?
Well, there were 2 separate occasions. when that
Oh,
was.
okay, fair.
But yeah,
Yeah.
that was on the paladin.
Yeah.
Okay.
And Harold. Harold took a swing
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
because he was in melee. He was between me and Harold.
Yes, and then you ran after him, and he was
Yeah.
between you and
Yeah.
Reginald. Yeah.
Cool. Yeah.
Thank God
Maybe.
for mobile. Because that's why I could catch up with him.
Yeah.
Well, part of it was mobile and part of it was Talia's got mad speed.
Yeah.
But
But yeah, he started to dash, tried to get all his action to get out there, and then followed immediately by Taya and Richard, one after each other in initiative. Taya got some attacks in, and then once again the Masquerade Wall stands on business.
Yeah.
yeah.
Great, good tag. I think that was a good character moment between Richard and Talia.
Yeah.
Because it's very much for me. I know it wasn't touched upon a lot, but it very much was just kind of like, yes, this is what you two are training for.
Yeah.
Well, so it was so nice controlling
Me and my dad.
Talia and Richard, and because they were next to each other in initiative, and like even though they didn't necessarily interact that much, it still felt like both of them were like on a level with each other, and like they both knew where each other was.
Yeah.
And like how they were gonna play off of each other, because that's what they'd been training for. Like they know how the other one fights and what their fighting style is.
Yeah.
And so it was really nice that then in that sort of final moment, it was the two of them that came by, and because that wasn't where Richard was gonna go. Richard was going to, unfortunately, probably make it so that Diamond might not have been killed. Because where he was going to go was go flank with Diamond, because I think that's something that they've done as well.
For sure.
Because we sort of, like, I think, that's like a stand. Like, I think they know how to fight when they're teamed up.
Yeah.
But then he knew that the Paladin was the bigger threat, and he had sort of left that to the rest of us the whole time. And then it was like, nah, he's looking rough and he's running away. We need to finish him off.
Yeah.
And it was just cool that he could do that, and I enjoyed it.
That was good.
It was good. It was good. It's fun. I really just, character-wise, it's very fun to have a character who has a shield and is just punching the shit out with the other hand. I think it's because that's not like an often thing. It's normally a shield and a weapon. But then when the weapon is just brass knuckles, it's very fun to just have the idea of him like poking out and slamming with the other fist.
I love him. I love him so much.
Yeah.
Yeah. But the Paladin going down was a good moment because it was sort of that point slightly later on in the battle, and it was the success that we needed to like keep morale up.
Yeah. Well, it was we were all sort of being like, I think we were all kind of concerned that like, oh no, this is about to go very badly, and then we got the Paladin down, and we were like,
okay, this might be
take a breather. Now we can get people up, and people can start fighting again.
Yeah, it wasn't. Yeah, that was very much a point, because also between this and then cultists and the guards were being killed, but that was just kind of happening.
I did enjoy Talia just being an annoying brat that she always is. Like the fact that she was calling after him the whole time is so funny to me.
Yeah.
I
love her. She's so funny. Just a little side point.
Just a little fun side point. My next note is Lucas the Counterspell King, because once again...
Lucas the Counterspell King.
Once again did a great job with
yeah,
stopping.
because the first one was on harm to Talia.
The first one was on harm to Talia.
And this one was on a Circle of Death.
Yes.
Yeah. Because that's the one that I was like, no, because if that had hit, we would all be so much more fucked.
Yes.
But yeah, and again, he had to roll for it. Again, it was just like pure luck, but what a king. So grateful that we had him there. I love him so much.
Yeah.
Lyndon frantically searching to see if Newman had counterspell.
Oh god.
That was the highlight of my day, I think.
That's not going to be in the episode, but
it will be on Patreon as
Lyndon
a
was so salty about Newman not having counterspell. It was really funny.
It was great. It was a lovely moment to sit here, because it was one of those situations where just sitting here as someone who DMs a game completely outside of content, and just seeing the DM looking through their notes being like, there's nothing I can do to this, and just sitting here like, I get that, but sucks to suck, bro.
But there's nothing you can do about this. So.
I understand what it's like to feel like you can do nothing, but sometimes you just have to accept you can do nothing and then move on with your life. And I've never felt that as the player before, because every time I felt like there's nothing I can do, I've been the DM. But yeah, it was good to be on the other side of that for the first time. And then it was the Circle of Death that went through. Some stuff happened in between that as well, but that was just like getting people up, fighting. My fun little mascara run description of
that was so cool.
That was good.
But yeah, it was the Circle of Death then that did a lot of damage.
Yeah.
Kind of brought the mood down.
It did.
That's what brought Lucas down to 1 HP.
Yeah. That
oh my god.
Lucas up.
It damaged Diamond a fair amount.
Yeah.
It brought Seth down, but like, what are we expecting at this point?
It was luckily though, quite a low roll.
Yes.
Which I know it did a lot of damage and it brought a lot of people very low, but like
It could have been
we
worse.
were so lucky that
yeah.
people were only brought down low and that Seth was the only one to go down from that. Because that could have done that could have properly turned
Yeah,
the tide.
because Lucas was on 1. I think Lyndon said Albert was on 2.
Something like that.
Yeah, so it was
Talia and Richard.
it
would
was
have been
looking rough.
Oh yeah, they're always fun.
Yeah.
And then I put down double crit from Rosalind. I don't know exactly what happened, but I remember
I double crit on working out how the box worked.
Yes.
fine. Yeah.
And then I crit on whatever my attack was in
Yes.
that
Yeah.
round.
Yeah.
So that was a very
That was-
good round from Rosalind.
Brilliant.
That was your spiritual weapon.
Yeah, it would have been my spiritual weapon because it would have been a bonus action. Because I used my action to do a history to see if I could work out how to get the box to work on Newman. And it was just that, like, he did have to be dead. Like, it's for ghosts, it's not for living people. And even though he is undead, like, he's still alive. And then I crit on the demon baby. Was that when I was trying to protect the king?
Not quite yet.
Okay.
That will come. That comes. The next round is when that
Yeah. I
happens.
thought so. I'm just like, because I can sort of see the board in my head and like, you
Yeah.
know. But yeah, I double crit and that was fun. Because I got to like call out to Aggie, and then Aggie like knew, okay, lock back in on killing Newman.
Yeah.
Because was that when you threw your grenade?
Yeah.
Yes,
Yeah,
because
my next note is
Yeah.
bang.
Yeah.
bang.
Yeah.
Because that Rosalind was like, oh well, we have to kill him. And then Aggie was like, I think I also brought you back up in that bit because I remember Seth being like,
No, well, yeah, because I wasn't down at the point where you healed me with the healing word. Seth wasn't
Yeah, but
down
you were on, like-
because I got a natural 20 and I
Yeah.
got myself up on the death saves, but it was very much
yeah,
Seth
but
was like,
you were on like what, 1 hit point?
yeah, focus on saving the king.
Rosalind was like, no.
Focus on
you're
saving the
gonna
king.
Die. Like,
Yeah, we can't let the king die though.
yeah. And I feel like she was like, I'm sorry, Seth, but you're valuable whether you like it or not.
And he doesn't like that.
But I love him. But yeah, so Aggie went boom boom.
yes, so as described in the episode, Harold got some grenades from Sevenlock. So Harold, I think, had 2 grenades on him.
Yeah.
Albert had 1. Aggie had the last one.
Yeah.
And as Newman was up on the balcony, it was time. Had to use the grenade, and I didn't
Yeah,
do.
because he dimension doored away like a loser.
Yeah, and I think I did fairly well on damage. I didn't do
did.
like amazingly, but I did a fair amount.
And he failed his save, I think.
He did,
Yeah.
yes.
It's very
So,
cool.
which was, that was really cool to do.
Yeah,
I
have
enjoyed that.
I have no other notes. It's always fun when you see a character pull a grenade out of a pocket and being like, I throw a grenade.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I like to think, because obviously Aggie was wearing a coat of protection, I like to think it was just in an inside pocket.
Nice.
And that she would have put like one... No, I like to think that she put like her gun in her pocket, and then when she took her hand back out, there was just a grenade in place of it.
Nice. I love her.
Yeah.
I love her so much. She's so cool.
And there were 3 other grenades in the battlefield that weren't used because
Yeah.
the DM didn't want the characters to use them.
Yeah.
Which is fair. We did
Yeah.
do well.
Yeah.
And the cultists were unfortunately rolling quite badly.
The cultists
Yeah.
were so
Shit.
bad.
Lyndon was so salty every time he rolled as them. It was so
There
funny.
was a moment when Aggie was hiding when she used her cunning action. No, was that the cunning action?
No,
was
that's
just bonus action.
Oh, just bonus action hide. Where I was going to throw the grenade in the middle of the cultists. This is when all 5 of them are still alive. But that was when Talia got up towards the middle. Aggie didn't want to risk that.
The middle of the cultists was
unfortunately.
the crack.
I know.
So it would have just gone in the crack.
Oh, I
We don't
suppose.
talk
Yeah.
about going in the crack.
Yeah.
Why
Well,
not?
it didn't happen anyway, so
Yeah, exactly.
it's fine.
Yeah.
That would have been interesting to see what would have happened.
Yeah, maybe Aggie would have fucked everything up then.
Sped up the ritual of
Yeah.
the demons coming out.
Or potentially it would have gone through and blown up the demons that were about to come out. Just like a few of the small ones, you know?
Yeah. Maybe.
Who knows?
Who knows? It didn't
Baby
happen,
demon.
so it's fine.
Yeah, and then after that, someone got killed.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Diamond got killed.
Diamond
Yeah.
died.
There was a point in that where I was like, oh no, they've kissed. Both Diamond and Lucas will die.
Yeah,
Which
no,
is-
at that point I was so like, oh, both Diamond and Lucas are gonna die, because that was when Lucas was still on 1, and
Yeah.
there was like no way for me to heal Lucas because I like didn't really know where he was or that he was doing badly, you know, because I was so focused on other things. And like for me, Rosalind was vaguely aware that Lucas must be there because she knew his spells were going off. But
Yeah.
she didn't have time to process what that meant at all in the combat. So it was only when he came downstairs afterwards and she like cried and hugged him and was like, oh my god, I'm so proud of you. Because that's when she had that moment of like, what the fuck? Like, you're here. Oh my god, I'm so proud of you. Like, that's incredible. But in the midst of it, like, she wouldn't have even been aware enough to think, you know? And anybody who was up on the balconies, like, she didn't know how bad they were doing to heal. So I was really like, no, well, Lucas is going to go down then. And then, like, God forbid more people go down and I have to choose one of them to come back.
Yeah.
Like, that was a point where I was really like, no, they're not going to get to be together.
Yeah.
But yeah, and it was rough the way Lyndon described it with Diamond, with the neck being, like, bitten out.
Yeah. It was not fun. I am glad that that if Diamond hadn't survived, that she and Lucas at least had
A
a kiss beforehand. So, but she survived.
Yeah,
later on.
I'll tell you this right now, that if Lucas had survived and Diamond had like fully died the way that Diamond died, that all of Lucas's progress probably would have been.
Yeah.
I'm gonna be so for real.
Gone so
I'm sort of
backwards.
glad that Lucas didn't see that happen.
I'm so glad
Oh
Lucas
god,
didn't see,
yeah. Can
Yeah.
you imagine?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And he came down after she'd been revivified, so like
Yeah.
he didn't see anything.
Yeah.
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 For all, I mean, he probably doesn't even know until probably Diamond will probably tell him later on. But at this point,
Yeah.
There's
And
no point.
even the way Lyndon...
But like it's different being told and then like
Yeah.
seeing it.
yeah,
Even
of
the
course,
way Lyndon
yeah.
described it, I thought was very cool, the revivify, because he described the blood like soaking into Rosalind's dress and then soaking out as it went back into Diamond, which implies she wasn't super covered in blood
Yeah.
when she and Lucas were making out, and I was really like,
Yeah.
oh, that's cool.
Yeah.
Cute.
Yeah.
Good stuff. Good stuff.
Yeah.
More fighting Newman, finishing off the last cultist. The last cultist jump in the thing. So now we have two. There's two demon thingies. Blah blah blah. Blah and then Newman realizing the situation and just going like him losing his hold on. He losing concentration, so the king comes
Yeah.
back. And then immediately,
Oh, that was because of the grenade, wasn't it?
I think it was.
Yeah.
I think it was because of the grenades.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so then that.
And then he was like, kill the king!
Yeah.
Protect the king.
Yeah. Kill the king, protect the king. Talia knocked out the king.
Icon.
You know.
Yeah, she wanted to try and. She was so torn on what to do because she was sort of dragging him to the back of the room. But then she was also like, oh, but we do need to take care of Newman. But like, so she was like, I'll just, because she sort of thought that Newman, she knew that Newman knew that they needed the king alive.
Yeah.
And she sort of thought that Newman as a last resort would be like, well, okay, I'll just kill the king.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Which is why she then sort of hid him under the wall, which I know didn't really help. Like, even her thought process was like, this isn't really going to help because he doesn't really do, like, direct fire spells. He does a lot of, like, area spells, and he now knows where he is. But, like, we just sort of need to take him out.
Yeah.
So I don't know. This is sort of the best I've got. And I think she didn't really register that these things had thought.
Yeah.
You know, like, I think she sort of thought, oh, they're kind of like everything else that we've bought that has come through, where they're, you know. So she didn't expect them to go for him much.
Yeah.
And she was like, well, maybe her plan was to get Newman and throw him off the balcony.
Yeet.
Well, her first plan was to get him and then grapple him in the way that she had with the Viscount so that he couldn't cast any more spells.
Yeah, that would be
And
cool.
then because that's why she cast him, so that he had disadvantage on his dex and strength saves.
Yeah.
Because that's what a grapple would be.
Smart.
Yeah. And then Yeah, so her plan was to grab him so he couldn't cast any spells and then throw him off the balcony.
Lol.
Because even
Iconic.
even if that didn't kill him, he's now back in the battlefield.
Yeah.
Where people
So
can get
throw
him.
you down. Yeah, that would have been cool. But unfortunately, he got weird.
He got weird with it.
He
got weird with it.
And then Talia got weird with it.
We all got a bit weird with it,
We
quite
all got a
frankly.
bit weird. Talia, in fact, got yeeted.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He
Well-
re-yeeted.
I'll be honest with you. Her plan was to throw Newman off the balcony and then jump off herself. Because
Well, there you go then.
well, that's why she was so okay with it. Because she knew that she was like,
What's the point of me being up here?
there used to be a button on here.
What?
What?
Talia's lost a button somewhere.
From where? Oh.
Anyway. Yeah, her plan, because she knew that it would take too much time, basically,
Yeah.
to then run back down the stairs. And she knew that she still had, like, she was fine and hadn't been hurt that much. And she sort of looked over the edge, or when she was at the bottom, she sort of looked up and she was like,
It's fine.
yeah, I can make that. So, yeah, it was only then calling out to kill the king that made her do that instead. Like, to sort of go with it. Because she was like, well, maybe if I can move with the hand, I can get close enough to the king to stop
Protect the
any
king.
of the, you know.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
Didn't happen
it
like
sort
that.
of worked. It didn't, but it...
In a roundabout way.
She was then close enough that for her next round she got to the king.
Yeah.
Which she wouldn't have been had she not been
Yeah.
pushed down when she was. So,
No.
pros and cons.
Yeah.
Pros and cons.
I don't know what happened next.
Well, the next it was the Madam B taking the pot shot at Newman as he ran,
Yes.
hitting but not doing enough damage.
That sucks.
Yeah.
And then Agatha. In my mind, it's like this whole. There's like she hears the pounding of the flesh behind behind herself, of like Richard fighting. She knows that Diamond's laying there, taking the shot, misses, and then Agatha going move, and then
Oh
shooting.
yeah, Agatha like shoved her out the way.
Yeah.
That was so good.
Yeah, but it was like he needed.
He needed that one last
Yeah.
shot because then he went down
Yeah,
and he was dead.
and the description of taking the shot, not being able to see what happened, and then the
thump.
thump on the floor.
That
Yeah.
was so good.
Yeah.
You and Lyndon did such a good job on the like suspense of it.
Yeah, and then with Newman dead, that meant that
Box time.
box time.
Not that it worked.
So Madam B went off to find the throne,
Yeah,
and then
she-
Agatha went off to get closer to.
Yeah, it was
to
very much a
Newman.
place Madam being like, okay, how can I help with this? Agatha probably in the nicest way possible. Agatha going like, oh, you can't. Like not in a
Yeah.
mean way, but the way
Yeah.
that Agatha does, like, oh, you can't.
Yeah.
Like in the
Yeah.
most like, yeah,
There's
factual
nothing
way.
you
There is
can
nothing.
do.
No, there's not. And then she
Yeah.
goes, okay, I'll go back to the very first instruction I got,
Uh-huh.
but before all the other instructions I got, I'll continue to look for the throne.
Yeah.
Which is
What we needed.
what was needed to be done.
She was sort of the only person at that point that could, because everybody else was too engaged with the other shit that was going on.
Yeah.
So we'll go back to the box thing, but before that, the king thing.
Yeah.
Because that's how the order
Yes.
of things happened.
Yeah.
I don't know how much of the rain you can currently hear, but it's very
It's-
atmospheric.
Yeah,
that
and it's
when
perfect.
it finally started
Given
raining,
what happened.
Yeah.
we now have rain.
So yeah, there was that demon that killed Diamond got killed by Richard.
Yes.
Which I also think is very
Perfect.
thematic, and I love
Justice. Yeah.
it.
And then the last demon is up there with Lucas.
Oh, yeah.
Jumps down and licks his face and jumps down.
Jumps down.
Disgusting.
Yeah.
Which is, I mean, hey, look, I'd rather be licked than killed.
But the
Get that on a
description,
t-shirt.
because that was when all the reactions happened, and that was the beautiful. What just happened?
I'm so sorry, I'd rather be licked than killed. And then one just goes,
Like with the
yeah.
king with his failed.
That was so
I know we never mentioned that, but that was a brilliant. I know,
that
but
was
like
so
it was such a funny moment of just like putting the hand on
No.
Talia's face and then the counter spell happening. So it's just like a.
Talia licked his hand for sure.
So now what?
Oh, you moved your hand away. I was about to lick you.
Good.
But-
I'm glad I moved my hand away then.
the demon baby.
Yeah, but when that demon baby ran away was when all of those opportunity attacks
Yes.
happened, and that's
Yeah.
when that beautiful description between you and Lyndon happened.
Oh,
of-
for Lucas's
of
dad.
Lucas's punch.
Lyndon, I was saying this to Lyndon last night. I was really like, no, you really popped off with describe your father's arm.
Yeah, no, that broke me.
No, I was really like, bruh,
yeah.
bruh. I love Lucas so much. I love Lucas Thorne so much. This is not going to be the last time I play Lucas Thorne. Fun fact. Keep an eye on things. No, that was beautiful. I really liked the way throughout the combat. I really liked that throughout the combat, Lucas had his like little journey, and it was a roller coaster. But ultimately, we were saying it was really nice, even though obviously he only did 1 point of damage. It was still. We were saying, me and Lyndon, that like that is probably the first time in a long time Lucas has been able to remember his father in nice memories and not just the night he died. And that gave him the strength to carry on with the rest of the fight, which he wouldn't have been able to do otherwise. And that was really nice.
Huzzah.
Yeah.
Excelente. And then Rosalind goes to swipe, but it's very much like, I liked your description of how she missed. It was just kind of like a trying to go for
like,
it.
It was just that instinctive, like when you see something and you're like, no, but like you haven't even thought, so it doesn't do anything.
It's like when you see a coat rack start to fall over, but you're not next to it, and it's just very much like, oh wait, and then you, you know. And it was the case of the demon went to go get the king, and then it came to the point of initiative where it was Talia, you know, hit the demon a couple of times, but then like the king had already failed 2 death saves.
I'm so glad that the king got death saves.
Oh my god, yeah.
Let's be honest.
Yeah.
I just feel like like he had to.
Yeah.
Narratively he had to, yeah.
Because there was too much chance of him dying.
Yeah, and it was Talia trying to do the stabilize check on the king.
Yeah. So the demon had used its action and its movement to get over there, so it couldn't attack on that round.
Yeah.
So, but like
which
obviously
was so lucky.
But obviously that was its plan, and everybody knew that was its plan. And Talia was like, I can either try and kill this thing, or I can try and hold this thing to stop being able to do anything. But actually, I think our best bet is going to be to try and make it so that if he does attack, he's actually still fine. And then she couldn't do it. But that was such a moment for Talia, because that's the first time she's ever opted for, I'm going to try and help someone rather than hurt something in a battle. And like, that moment was really everything, because again, she gets so locked in a fight on like, this is what we're doing, or here's what my role is, that she never really thinks in a fight. She's just sort of always going on impulse. Whereas this was, I think, one of the first times she's like made a decision during a battle about what it was she was going to do. And what she did was try and help someone, even though it was somebody that she hated and it was an enemy. It was like, well, you need to be healed. And then it was genuine panic and fear when she couldn't make that work and she needed somebody else to do it. And then there was nothing else that she could do except for put herself in between the thing attacking and the thing that she needed to protect. But like, it was so different to every other time she'd ever done that, and it was, I don't really have anything more to say about it other than like the description that I gave when it happened. But like,
well, that was Talia completing her character arc.
Yeah.
You know, like in literally the nick of fucking time before the show ended. Like, and I'm so grateful. Like so many things in this battle, I'm so grateful for how they lined up, because I mean, actually, now I'm thinking about it, it was kind of a parallel thing that kept happening with us too. Well, we kept being right up close to directly witness the moments in the battle that we needed to witness of each other. And like that, like it always, whenever something like that happens with D&D, I'm always like, how does it know what the narrative needs? But like it does, because Rosalind having a full view of that I wrote it down. Because I can see so vividly like what Talia looked like in that moment, and I don't think I can describe it better than she did in the moment. But it was just that like regardless of whatever happens or how long it might take, that is the start of the possibility that I could fall in love with you again. You know? Because I know what she looked like, and I think, I think I said everything that I needed to say about it when it happened.
Yeah.
But it was that I can finally see who you are, that you're not what I thought, but that some of what I thought is in you. And I can see that you want to save the world now. But and that made me realise that you didn't before.
Yeah.
Like,
but I think that's what because like, I don't think that Talia was aware that Rosalind was there.
Yeah, no, absolutely
which is
not.
why it
which
was
is the
so,
point.
you know,
and
like,
Rosalind knew that,
and that's
which is the
what
point.
It was like, I'm actually not doing this to make a point. I'm not doing this to try and
impress
prove
someone.
to anyone.
Yeah.
Like, I'm actually just doing this because this is what I want to do. Because I want to do the right and good thing, which is save the world. Yeah. And Rosalind, it wouldn't have hit Rosalind if she'd thought that Talia knew she was there. Yeah. You know, because that would have made it different. Yeah. It felt like that thing, you know, when you see someone in a moment when they don't think anyone can see them, and it's that, like, intimacy of privacy, and it's that, like, Talia choosing to save the world in that moment is what made it real. Because otherwise it wouldn't count. So that was really special. Yeah. That was a really special moment.
No, it was brilliant. It was fucking nice.
Me too.
This is like the first episode like where I haven't actually had to like talk to anyone about like, no, you did bad, your character was bad, which is nice. It's a good it's refreshing.
Yeah.
I feel unsatisfied. I feel like I feel like
so it's not nice.
Shout at Newman.
Lyndon, get in here. Yeah, and then it was that moment because it in the initiative order, it was 2 death saves. It was Talia, and then it was Richard, and then it was Seth, and then it was the king.
Yes.
And if the king failed his death saving throw,
over. Yeah. It's over for us. Yeah.
And I looked at and I had the cantrips.
Seth literally saved the world.
I had the cantrip spare the dying. I had to touch. And it's an action.
And you were quite far away.
You were 35 feet away.
Yeah.
So I was like, I can't use my action to dash to get to him because then I can't use my action to spare the dying. And I was like, I haven't used my amulet.
Yeah.
Like channel to divinity. It's not channel to divinity. Yeah, channel to divinity.
Channel to divinity.
But you have to give HP to someone. I was like, well, we don't want the king to get back up. Yeah. Because then he might just start fighting us again. And that's a lot of hassle. Considering he'd be in next initiative. And then so I was like, okay. Seth has seen this one guy barrel out of a staircase with decorum and just make a circle punching. Okay, cool, punching. That doesn't cut, pierce, that won't kill the king if he punches him correctly. Yeah. So it was very much...
Mr. Punchy Man.
Sir Mr. Punchy Man. He is Sir Mr. Punchy Man. He ran around and punched a lot of people.
That was so good. But do you know what else that did as well? To like jump in slightly. Because the plan was to get Richard there anyway. Because his plan, having had to protect the king and everybody else, like all the other enemies being dead, is he can use his reaction to hold his shield out to make it a disadvantage on the attack. Yeah. So he could have
shielded.
Like, if the king had rolled but saved and then it was going to go for it again, he could have tried to stop that attack. But it was
well, because it was one of the things.
This was so much better.
It was the thing of like it was like I can't remember exactly what I said, but it was like and then just wait for my word, I think, because Seth would never command anyone to do anything, but it was just like, just wait for my word. And then like Richard going over there was like, oh, can I punch it? And it was just like, no, do not punch it. You do not want to punch it. You're going to want to punch the king.
So smart.
That was so smart.
It was so clever.
Yeah.
You really hacked the system.
It was really, it was really one of those things where it's like, okay, cool. Give him 1 HP. Punch him in the face, and that's also just fun for like the list of Richard's accomplishments. I punched the king of England. Punch the king of England in the face in Westminster Abbey.
So good, legendary.
Amazing.
That tale is gonna be told as legend at the Velvet Masquerade. Yeah.
Not many people can say they punched the King of England in the face and lived to tell the tale.
But the Masquerade Wall,
Mm.
he can do anything.
Yeah.
I love him.
So yeah, that was my crowning achievement
That
in the
was
battle.
you saved the
That
world.
was so good.
Like Seth kind of saved the world.
Because there was
Seth did save the world.
Yeah.
because there was that
Just by
moment.
doing that.
There was that moment where I said I want to give the king 1 HP, and I look across the table and I see everyone sitting down in their chairs looking at me like, yeah, and it's like, well, Richard can just punch him in the face now.
That was so
Sir
good.
Mr. Punchy Man.
Sir Mr. Punchy
Man.
Man.
I
Yeah,
love him.
Seth has yet to meet these people.
Richard's gonna get that tattooed on him somewhere.
He's gonna get I punched the King of England 1820 and I live to tell the tale. I punched the King of England and all I got was this stupid tattoo.
I punched the King of England in the face, and all I got was to save the world.
That's the tattoo you should get, Lyndon.
Nah.
Oh,
Okay.
well.
But yeah, Man and Bee found the throne,
Legend.
and then the demon had its last Hail Mary, and just grabbed the king and went to drag him to the crack.
Oh my god.
Oh my god.
I have never in my life felt like that over a single roll in D&D. But then I've never experienced the end of a campaign hinging on a single dice roll before.
Yeah.
And it's not nice if you've not experienced it. Holy fucking shit.
Yeah.
Jesus Christ. That was terrifying. I couldn't
Yeah.
watch.
No, it was bad. It was.
I don't think I watched it be rolled. I couldn't look.
I had to watch. I couldn't not look.
I can't remember if I saw it or not now.
That's
just
fair.
blanked out. Just
Yeah.
like,
But I thought it was a 10, and it was actually a 19.
The fact it was so high.
yeah. Great.
So good.
Yeah, it was brilliant. It was the it was using the luck from Richard. It was Rosalind.
Rosalind did magic
Magic
missile.
missile.
Lucas did a fireball.
Yes.
The Pentecosts both tried to shoot and
Didn't.
failed.
Yeah.
Then Seth threw the
Seth through the hammer.
Threw his
Yeah.
hammer, which I guess is his hammer now, but we'll get into that later.
It is
Um,
his hammer.
So yeah, that brought it down from a 12,
From a
to
12
an 8,
to an 8.
which is good. If it was a 10, then it's good that we brought it down.
Which
to that
was
point.
actually a 13 or a 9, because if we rolled a 12,
Yeah.
that
Yeah,
would have
yeah.
failed.
Yeah.
But I can't, like, there's no words to describe what that dice roll felt like.
It felt like pure success.
Yeah.
It felt like pure success.
I was so certain we were going to fail. I was so certain that it was going to roll like a 2.
I had the power of friendship flowing through my veins, and quite frankly, if we did fail, somehow the camera footage would have been lost, and we just have to do it again.
Lyndon
shame.
doesn't do redos.
I would have just put on. I would have just grown my hair out a little bit, pretend to be Lyndon. We'll multicam it. I'll pretend to be me and Lyndon, and it'll be fine.
Funny.
But yeah, zoinks. Save the king.
Yeah,
Killed the demon, saved the king.
we did.
And
We
then
saved the world.
just before that ritual continued,
That was
Newman.
Newman.
Box.
Yeah,
Box.
so I think. Oh, yeah, so Lyndon ended up giving me 5 tries to. To roll my arcana to get Newman in the Mournhold box.
Before, like, his ghost managed to escape.
Yeah.
Because the ghost, while it's not being pulled into the box, or while it's not in the box, like, it can just behave like a normal ghost. So, unfortunately.
As
Yeah.
those who have watched Fathers and Failures would know.
So my first dice rolled a 9. So I had to get at least an 11 because I have a +4 into my arcana. So I had to get at least an 11 to meet it. First one I got a 9.
Yep.
Second one, I can't remember what I got, but it was,
Was also bad.
it was low.
It was a
Yeah.
2. I
That
think it was
was
a
a
2.
2,
I remember
yeah.
seeing that 2 and being
And
like,
then
"Oh,
I got handed the
Yeah.
Fey Portal.
Oh, this
Yeah.
is so sad.
So the Talia dice got a 16. The Rosalind dice got an 18. And then finally the Agatha dice... Oh no, that's the one that got a 2. It was the Agatha
Oh,
dice
yeah.
that got a 2.
Guys.
Which was so sad because I was so close. But like I said, like we can still go ahead with the ritual. This isn't hello.
they found us."
Oops.
You punched the King of England in the
Yeah.
face. wasn't
I said it too many times.
That because the problem with Newman was that he was going to bring back up the cultists and the soldiers, and it would be a whole palaver. But he was dead at this point, so getting him into the box
was a bonus.
Was a bonus.
Yeah.
The
But it
priority
wasn't
was
necessary
you had
at
to do
this
the
point.
ritual.
Yeah. Yeah.
And I think Agatha realised that quite easily. She
Yeah.
accepted it. It's a shame, but it's something that...
But what
Hey.
it means is we got a cool one shot out
Exactly.
of it.
And it will be our next one-shot set in the Demons and Daughters universe will be set probably days after the finale.
Probably, yeah.
Let's hunt down and kill Mr. Newman. I also need a chat with HR, but that's fine.
Yeah.
Yeah, but it was very. The way Agatha reacted to failing that was much better than Act 2 Agatha would have reacted to failing that.
Well, I
Yeah.
was thinking about what a show of character growth it was, that she was like, well, you know what? That's fine. It's not the priority. I need to go over here and help with the ritual now.
Yeah.
Like, rather than losing her mind, rather than beating herself up. Like, I was so proud of her.
Yeah.
She locked in.
She locked in.
Yeah.
Still in business. Bang, bang, bang. Boom,
Bang,
boom,
bang,
boom.
bang, boom, boom, boom.
Box, box, box.
Box, box, box. The life of Agatha Panther.
You know that song that's like, a sailor went to sea. We need to... Aggie went to bang, bang, bang to see what she could bang, bang, bang,
And all that
she could bang, bang,
Bang,
bang.
bang, bottom of a big blue box, box, box.
And then we go.
A sailor went... No, an Aggie went to bang, boom box to see what she could bang, boom box.
All that
What she could bang, boom box was the bottom of the deep blue bang, blue box.
Well, that is a tongue twister at the end.
It is, yeah. That's
I'm going to use that in
it's,
my theatre warm-up.
because it's
We would teach that to French.
sailor went to see chop, see chop chop chop.
knee.
Knee, yeah, that's it. Sea chop knee. A sailor went
I
to
love a
sea chop knee. Yeah.
I love a sea chop knee. They're delicious.
Yeah.
Anyway,
Anyway.
Newman escapes. Agatha maturely acts like an adult.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Good on her. Good on her, quite
Love
frankly.
her.
It's good to see.
Yeah.
It's good to see that she's better now. Not, still, as you said, still got some work to do, but better.
Yeah.
Which
Yeah.
is good.
She's a lot more in control of her emotions.
Yeah.
It's been. I mean, yeah. Considering what she went through, like literally the same day.
The same day, a few hours
a
earlier.
few hours earlier, the
No,
same
yeah,
day.
God.
Yeah. The ritual was happening. You tie the king down to the throne.
Yep.
With our own clothes, with ribbons, with random ropes.
Yeah.
Like,
that was so good.
So good.
Lucas came down with the jewels.
Oh yeah, Diamond got revivified, so
Yes,
everyone's
I saved
alive.
that. And yeah, I really like the description of the blood with Diamond like soaking out and back into her. And yeah, Lucas coming down the stairs was a big moment for me because that was Rosalind properly putting together that he's here, which means he left the sanctum, and she was so proud of him. Like, I really, it was so overwhelming, and getting to hug him was just so lovely. I love him so much. 10 out of 10.
There was the symbols that would need to be painted on the floor,
Yeah.
like blood painted with just one of the
Rags,
Yeah.
cultists.
Harold used dragging the dead cultist as an ink pot was such a cool description. I love him.
What was funny was I was going to say that Talia pulls out her notebook and starts, like, copying it down, and then I was like, oh, actually, she can't have her notebook on her, otherwise she would have offered Harold ink. So,
Yeah.
so she won't do that.
Yeah.
She'll just hope that Aggie's keen mind remembers it, or
Oh,
that
she
they can
will.
convince
Yeah.
Harold to
Keen
do it.
mind.
Yeah.
Because
Yeah.
Talia's point was really, like, that was so... Not like that was so easy, but like the ritual is actually so simple and easy.
If
Or
you know the
if you know the
symbology.
thing. So actually everybody at the sanctum needs to know what this
Well,
ritual
yeah.
is.
Yeah. Yeah.
But yeah, the king was not happy
No.
while it was happening, but there was nothing he could do because his jaw was kind of tied shut to keep the crown on, which was so cool and awful, and Lyndon does such good scary eyes and noises of struggle. And we all watched, and Seth and Rosalind both felt more of a divine pull through them, which I thought was cool. And it just goes back to my thing of, like, in so many ways, both magical and personal, Seth and Rosalind are very similar. And I'm excited to see more in future one-shots and miniseries and things, how their friendship develops, you know, because they are the same in that way.
Yeah.
And I thought that was really nice.
Yeah, it's interesting.
Yeah. I also think it's interesting because we still don't really know what Georgiana meant by Rosalind having, like, the seeds of whatever in her. And I think that has something to do with, because Lyndon was like, Rosalind, especially for you feel this very intense something inside you. Like, and I'm just like, that's interesting. I guess we'll find that out at a later date.
Yeah.
Once we, you know, go to hell and save everyone.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
But we did the ritual, and it was...
My fun note is no from the devil from the Bible, because you know the Lord of Hell was echoing the King's no-no-nos, and the other fun quote is foolish men versus 3 teenage girls.
Yes. Yes.
Who
So
will
good.
win?
So who would win? 1 enormous, powerful cult. 3 annoying teenage girls. but you know, in all seriousness, I mean, and I was saying this after we finished, but it was Lyndon's description when he was describing the ritual. It was when he went into talking about how they killed everyone at the Wardens. They killed the fighters, the warriors, the librarians. They killed the young men. They killed the old men. They destroyed this whole order
In one night.
and nothing could stop them, but 3 annoying teenage girls have stopped them. And that was when all 3 of us broke down sobbing.
Yeah.
Like, all 3 of us. And that was, like, I think the thing and the feeling and the realization that made all 3 of the characters, I think, finally have that, like, sobbing in relief and overwhelm. Like, and it was so beautiful that Lyndon was able to capture that in a way that, like, got us all at the same time. But it makes so much sense, you know, because we did it.
You did it.
And the relief of it and the weight of all of it was so overwhelming.
And I think from how it was kind of seen and like described, like this doing of the ritual, this was actually, I know it's been kind of a busy, but like that moment is actually the beginning of the new order.
Yes.
Yeah.
Like
yes.
it's
That's
like,
what we felt, and that's what that big group hug was as well. And that's what all of it was. Like, this battle solidified it. Like, it solidified the Order of the Wardens as it now is. This new generation, this new way of moving forwards. It was so powerful and beautiful and overwhelming.
I put the note, there's no hope lost in anything, and the other note of what they have done will make Gilbert's return harder, which I think is I mean, you know, it's not good. We don't want him to be stuck in hell forever, but I think it's very good for Talia's character for that to be the case, because Talia has, for the first time, actively gone against her own
Wishes.
her own wants.
Yeah.
For the greater good.
The greater good.
Which is all I've been fucking harping on, quite frankly. So quite frankly, I'm glad it's happened. Yeah. How's that? How you feeling?
Oh, baby. I'm so proud of her. She was so, like, okay and content with the thought that she might never see Gilbert again. Which I so never thought she'd ever get to. Because I always knew, like, once we knew that he was in hell, I sort of knew there was always the chance that we weren't going to save him. And I knew that she'd have to come to terms with that. And I sort of knew she'd get to accepting it. I didn't think she'd ever be okay with it.
Yeah.
But she so was. Like, she was so, like... And again, it was that promise she made at the end of, I will do everything that I can to save you.
Yeah.
So long as it doesn't jeopardize everything else.
And that's, like, what she's been trying to get to this whole time. And I think that's the difference in her being okay with it rather than just having to accept it.
Yeah.
Because, like, now she's grown. Like, she's changed.
The fact... And it's how... Talia has spent her whole life being looked at by other people or, you know, sneaking to the back, but very aware of the view that people have of her. And she, in a very different way to Rosalind, has spent her whole life being something for the people around her.
Yeah.
In, like, the opposite way.
Yeah.
Like, she wanted to be an antagonist most of the time because that's what people had told her she was.
Yeah.
But still, so much of what she did and how she thought was external. And this was sort of the first big time that it had all, like, everything was just okay in herself.
Yeah.
And, like, it wasn't for anyone.
Yeah.
She wasn't making this promise for anybody else, and she wasn't being okay with it to prove a point to anyone. She just, like, was.
Yeah. She grew up.
Wowzers.
It really gets me. Like, I was crying a lot about this last night, but all three of the, like, descriptions that were given when Lyndon threw it over to us and how each of the girls responded to it, I think tells a very beautiful story about how stories are not always what we think that they will be or should be. Because this was a story that on its surface is about three girls who go out to find their dads. And on the surface, the end should be, the happy end, the growth end should be, oh, well, we've all found our dad and we got what we wanted. But, like, Agatha did find her dad, but we were saying she was the one who at the start was sort of, it was the least about her father, and she cared the least about her father in that. And Agatha is the one who actually has found her father and really begun to heal that relationship. And, like, it was so beautiful in yours when you were saying that, like, she feels unity for the first time in her life when her father holds her hand, and that's what her journey has been. But then you have the two other girls whose journey actually doesn't end with finding their fathers, and Rosalind's journey actually was about finding her mother. And it really gets me because, you know, it will never be okay with Georgiana. You know, they're never going to have a normal relationship because of the fact that it was interrupted for all her life. And I don't know if Georgiana, when she comes back from hell, if we get her back from hell, if she'll be the way she was, the person she should have been, or whether she will always be kind of broken by the fact that she's dead and she should be dead and her soul isn't where it belongs. But regardless of all of that, Rosalind's journey was actually, it ended with the truth about her mother. And that is what came up for her in that final moment. And that was her whole thing about, like, I mean, Rosalind has always symbolised hope to me since sort of halfway through the campaign. And that's what she was on about for herself when she was like, well, I don't think hope is ever lost, and I don't think I will ever lose hope that I'm going to see my mother again, regardless of how it turns out. You know, it's not that it's going to be a good, nice, loving thing necessarily, but I have hope for myself and what I want. And it was her mother that really has finished everything in Rosalind's arc. Her relationship to everything comes back to her mother. And it was funny because when I first made Rosalind, I had a whole thing where I was like, oh, I think her issues are with her mother, but it's all latched onto her dad because of the way the patriarchy works. And then I started playing and I was like, no, it's so overwhelming. Frederick and Georgiana's just, like, kind of abusive, but it's fine, whatever, that's background. And it's actually, jokes on you, bitch, you were right the whole time. Everything actually is about your mother. And then, you know, so Rosalind went out to find her father, and actually what she found was herself, but also her mother. And then Talia, her journey actually was that she had to learn to not find her father, you know, because for her, that was, you know, her growth arc was learning to put aside her own wants and her selfishness. And so her perfect ending is to not find her father, narratively. And I just think it's so beautiful that none of them got the ending they necessarily expected, but their ending was better for them in every case. Like, I think it was interesting to me in Rosalind, and this is when I think me and Maijai had a very similar experience with the Rosalind Talia stuff that is resolved, I would say now, the way it should be. In that it surprised me in Rosalind's final little wrap up that she said or I said whatever, I mean, it's her thought process, that she felt more alone than she ever had, and that felt better than anything else ever had. Because that's not in the sense of she feels alone. Like, Agatha's speech about being united was absolutely true for Rosalind too. And Rosalind's feeling that she has her real family now in a way she's never had a family before was true. But it's that, like, she is on her own in that her worth isn't tied to anybody else, and she doesn't need to please anybody else or look up to anybody else. She's free of the Viscount now. She's free of all the men that have tried to control her, and actually she now can just live her life for herself, and that's what feels good. And it was then, when the girls were together, and it started with when Rosalind touched Talia's shoulder for the first time when the girls came together, that Rosalind had this overwhelming feeling of, like, I've got my friend back. Because before they were in love, they were best friends from childhood. And actually, the way they fell in love because of other people, because of the hetero patriarchy and everything, it became so toxic and horrible. But, like, what we were talking about was that the girls in this story, in this campaign, that their love was so intense and overwhelming and upsetting because of how everything was, and, like, that's not fair and that wasn't okay. But still, in the events of the campaign, they sort of jumped straight back into being in love, but they hadn't learnt how to be friends again yet. And because it was also overwhelming, this end was the first time Rosalind really felt like that same connection to Talia that they had as kids, where it was just free of all of the, like, all of the horrible bits.
Yeah.
And then, like, just skipping ahead, I don't know when it was that we looked at each other, but I think we had the first eye contact they'd had in a long time.
That was such
really
a, like,
destroyed me.
I can see you.
And I can see you clearly for everything that you are, and that's okay.
Yeah.
And you don't need to be anything for me, and I don't need to be anything for you. And we can just be together. And whether or not they fall in love and they end up romantically together or not, whether or not that takes 10 years or 40, it does not matter. Like, what mattered for these girls was, like, getting their friend back.
Yeah.
And it really has broken me a bit. Because they had to learn how to be on their own before they could learn to be together, because they never did, you know?
Yeah.
Because they were so codependent. And it's so beautiful that they ended like that, and that it's then got Aggie on that equal footing of, like, it's so different, but, like, no, you're my best friend too now.
Yeah.
And, like, the three of us are here together.
And
Yeah.
it was so nice to not feel any of the, like, pressure of the romance of it.
Yeah.
Because I think Talia felt that a lot without really realising what it was. Like, because it was so intense and it was so everything, there was always so much pressure on everything.
Yeah.
The note I just showed showed Morne was Agatha learned about non-romantic love. Finally. Finally. Agatha learned about non-romantic love.
I'm so broken.
What?
But it's so true, because it was the first time that Rosalind could feel Agatha feeling it.
Yeah.
Because this whole time Rosalind has been trying so hard to be Agatha's friend, and in the nicest possible way knows that she's not been, you know?
That was the first time that we all felt like
Like
it
when
wasn't
the girls-
like, oh, us two and our friend, you know?
And it was that, like, Rosalind knew that Agatha felt the same way, the same love towards her as she felt towards Agatha, you know?
And it was, I mean, it was so bittersweet for both me and Agatha, knowing that, like, yes, there's still things that need to improve, that, like, not everything is fixed, and it's something that the two of us have both gone through. Is like, you learn something and then you have to unlearn it, and then, well, no, you don't have to unlearn it, you unlearn it due to just, like, degradation of different circumstances, and then you have to relearn it, and the the unlearning process is just like a snap, but then the relearning process is so long and so difficult. And I don't know, it was just really beautiful that she's like she's in the process of the relearning, and it's gonna be hard for her, because I know it's It's gonna be difficult, but it's something that she will get there, and there will probably be moments where she does end up unraveling again. But like people always say, progress is never linear, and it will take a while, but she will get there, and she'll
Off topic, but that click was so clean.
Was it?
Yeah, it was so good.
Yeah.
It took me out for a minute. I was like, wow.
Probably. Wait.
No, you can't recreate it.
You're trying too hard.
Yeah.
Trying to our babes.
But one of my favourite things about the Agatha moment was when you said that, like, and yes, things will get bad again. And, like, she
And we've
will be
still got a lot
miserable
to
again.
learn.
Yeah.
But that's okay because now there's unity. And it really got me because, like, Agatha is so clearly a character who struggles with depression and with, like, different aspects of her mental health. And it's so beautiful to see a character and have it not be, like, whitewashed over, where, like, the happy ending is like, oh, their family love them now, so, like, they're gonna be just okay, when, like, they're not. Like, like, all three of these girls are going to struggle for the rest of their life with what they've been through and what they will go through again. But it's that knowing that, like, things, it's almost mirroring what she said to Martha, where, like, it's okay, though. Like, but it's okay. Like, and things will get bad again, and it will still be okay, you know?
Yeah.
Like,
And you just have to remember and like relearn that idea that everything is okay, like even when it doesn't feel like it, like it will be. You just have to what did I get? Something my therapist told me. It was like riding the urge
yeah,
wave.
you're riding the wave.
Yeah. But it was called like an urge wave or something, but like, yeah, it was...
Sorry.
Yeah.
Agatha is good at riding, we found that out.
We did. Yeah, and it's...
It was also the moment...
She'll get there.
Yeah, well, it was the moment where you said something that completely mirrors what Seth said a couple episodes ago. That they're better people than they were, when Seth a couple of episodes ago was like, you're worse people than you were.
Both of those are true.
Yeah.
Both can be true.
Yeah.
Because Seth was talking about the actions he had seen. And the actions he had seen was a gun pointed to his face and then verbal threats of killing him. That makes them, in that sense, through their actions, worse people. Agatha is also correct that they're better people because of how strong they are, their beliefs, their worldview, and their own self-understanding.
Yes, and like their willingness to change and learn.
Yeah.
And like that self-awareness.
Because Seth never said that they're bad people, because Seth doesn't believe that they're bad people, but you were, from their actions, worse than before.
Yeah.
But you're also better.
You're also better at the same time. It is a...
Yeah.
Humans are complicated shades of grey.
Yeah. Well, it's in the same time. It's in the same way that like Rosalind is both more supported and more with a family, and also more on her own.
Yeah.
And those are all good.
Yeah.
You know.
The moment of Harold putting his hand on Talia's shoulder.
Yeah. Sorry, I've just remembered something else. It was Lyndon's description of when he was describing that in that moment to you, and the crack closing, and then for a moment you feel your father. You. Then it closed. Because fucking other Talia is out there, and I thought that was a really interesting pinpoint to like leave us with.
Yeah. Yeah.
You might get to play two characters when we go to hell.
Slay.
One who speaks English and one that speaks...
You
No,
just
you
sit here and do
can
that.
you can speak while you're a demon. I was gonna have a demon voice for her, but then I couldn't find one that worked that wasn't just like, and I can't really speak like that.
No.
So she just sort of sounds a bit weird. Like it's just weird hearing a normal girl's voice come out of the demon, and I think that's funny.
Yeah.
But no, having Harold be there, and I can't remember exactly what he said, but it was something about like, we've all got you or something.
Yeah.
And it was just that moment of like, no, we actually like, it's not just that I'm here for other people, and like, I'm here for myself. Like, actually, everyone is here for everyone in the same way. And even though my family is gone, I have a family still.
Yeah. And then in the hug, getting to bring Seth in. And getting Seth's little moment, which we all knew Seth would be uncomfy with and wouldn't want to.
Well, Talia knew when she offered. She was like, he's probably not going to join, but I want him to know that
but
the offer
I'm
is
so
there.
glad he did, and I'm so proud of him that he did. Because that was, I think, in a similar way, the best thing for himself.
Oh, she's very focused right now.
She's locked in.
She's locked in.
Oh, wow. It was so cute what you were doing for her earlier.
Yeah, I liked her little plait.
Yeah.
It's like they go to ask me a question and then they talk about the dolls, and it's like, I don't even need to be here.
no.
Give a doll a notebook and they'll host the show.
No.
Why do I even bother making jokes if you react like sad?
Don't make
Because it was a sad joke.
I'm English. It's the only thing. I'm English. We're sad jokers.
I'm English. Like, yeah, you are
Yeah,
English.
that is what I said. I am
Oh,
English.
so.
British humour, very self-deprecating,
Oh,
sad jokes. I'm English. I
oh.
grew up with that.
Okay, I
We
get
all
it
grew
now.
up with that, I think. I just
Yeah.
latched onto it quite hard.
Yeah,
I want to cut it. I want to add extension.
I'm paying attention to you.
Sorry, I'm so sorry.
My whole attention is on
Please
you.
tell me about Seth.
Don't tell me about your hole's attention.
I did not say I did not say that.
I didn't.
What are you on about?
Don't make it weird.
Yeah.
Very weird.
Yeah, Seth. Yeah, it was just it was one of those situations where I was like really trying to think about what Seth was thinking. And I really had to like make that decision in my head of whether he'd go for a hug, because it was, in my head, he was nowhere near you guys when that was happening, because he started behind you and then he started to go to fix things in the abbey that were broken with mending.
I didn't. In my head, he was really like halfway across the hall when she
like,
gestured to him.
he started off behind you guys, and then because there was a lot of things that I wanted to say, but there was no point that I wasn't going to interrupt you guys because it's the story of the three girls. I wanted to say that there was he sees the friendship and the love that you guys have, and he hopes he gets something like that one day. And it's also just the case of seeing the king, someone who is, in the point of class, the most important person in the country.
Yeah.
He is also one of the worst people that Seth has ever met.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So there's that class consciousness spark going on there.
I love that. Love that for him.
Because Seth is a victim of the patriarchy.
Well, yeah.
The same way Lucas is, the same way that all of
them are,
they're all victims in the patriarchy in different individual
Different
ways.
yeah.
And it was the outreach of the hug, and it was just like it was very confusing, because it was like, well, I shouldn't hug them because they're still my betters, but it was also a case of like, I am tired and a hug does sound nice. So yeah, I just thought, yeah, he'll give it a try, and he felt.
I'm so
proud
glad
of
he
him.
did.
Yeah.
He didn't like it, but he did.
It was a
But
case.
he will one day.
Well, it's the case of. It was very much the case of like. I feel uncomfortable by this, but it's something that I still want.
Yeah.
You know, it's another case of like two things that are contradicting being both
True.
correct, both
Yeah.
true. So he went for it. He was very solid the whole time through, but he definitely wasn't there like when everyone was going for a group hug. It wasn't like he was there and holding the whole time. He went in, hug, and then stood out. Like he didn't stay in the hug. He was just like, okay, yep, hug.
In my head, he had to sort of worm his way out though.
Yeah.
Because if he was one of the first people to be brought in and then everybody else joined, like he was in the middle of it, and then in my head he like shimmied out.
Yeah. Shimmy, yeah.
And then you looked up and saw Diamond and Lucas making out against the wall, macking out sloppy style.
That is my note. Lucas and Diamond macking out sloppy style. That is the note I have written down.
I love them. I ship them so fucking hard.
So hard.
Me and Linda were talking about them the other night for so long. I love Lucas and Diamond. I'm a stan. I'm a Lyman fan girl. Write me some Lucas and Diamond fan fiction. Someone. I'll love you forever. I I love them.
Lucas gets called boy, and he says,
Oh man, actually. Oh, my baby. And Lyndon was like crying. Where's Lucas? I was really like, Lucas is my Shayla #1. And he still definitely is going to get called a boy, but like, Diamond will correct everyone too.
Yeah.
Talia will.
I love him. I love him so much.
and
Oh, what was the... I think that was in the other episodes, it doesn't matter.
okay.
It was just a small point that I remembered. After Aggie had spoken to Martha and Talia like fixed her hair.
That was
Oh,
I
yeah.
was really like,
Yeah.
Everyone who could and wanted to enter the sanctum. Lucas's next mission is to sorting out getting you in there.
Yeah.
But
Like,
you,
respectfully, I can't lead an organisation if I can't get into the headquarters. It's a bit of a problem.
why are you complaining about the party? You can't even get in. But you always have a home at the masquerade.
Yeah, I love Madam. I love her so much. I always knew Rosalind was gonna be separated from her family at the end of this story, and it's just nice that, like, you know, she asked out of it's Rosalind, but she like knew in her heart that she was always like that she had a home now, and I really like it, and I think that, you know, when she is able to get back into the sanctum, that is her workplace, but like she lives at the Velvet Masquerade.
yeah.
And
we need to find a way to put wards up at the masquerade.
Yeah, well, because as Madam was saying, like, it can now become even stronger, and like we can protect it more, and it can become like a second HQ and like a second hub for the sanctum.
I wonder how
love
many of
it.
the other halls we might get to join.
Yeah.
Because if that is going to become another place, which it now is going to, like,
Yeah.
the other halls got to be
Whoever
able to
wants
defend
to.
themselves too.
Yeah.
If they want.
Yeah. And I just really like it. I really think I like the narrative that Rosalind, who was Rosalind, has ended up living in a brothel, and like that's her family, and I think it's really cute. Yeah.
And just like it is here, it started to rain.
Lyndon Rufus Winters. The description of it starting to rain is something I will genuinely think about for the rest of my life. The feeling of the rain touching her skin is something I will think about for the rest of my life.
Talia just lying on her back in the dirt while rain falls on her.
Yeah.
I like the idea of Agatha, like, growing up, and, like, the rain would have been Martha's #1 enemy with Agatha. The rain and the snow, and just Agatha just reveling in it and being like, I can just run about, and I can be cold, and I will probably get ill after this, but, like, I don't fucking
And that's
care.
okay.
It's okay.
Yeah.
Agatha canonically dies of influenza too.
No.
No, she's stronger now.
Not actually in any of the future.
And actually, going back to Agatha, because she can double dash now, she's fast.
Yeah.
And like thinking of like sickly little Agatha and her
couldn't walk.
wheelchair, and now she's running about like.
Slay.
But yeah, similarly, it was really sweet to me that we all obviously had a beautiful moment with the rain, which is just like the most gorgeous, evocative, sensory representation of like what we've done for the world, and then bringing it back to all three of the girls. And I really like that it was Rosalind that pulled everyone in to like run and dance and play, given that again it's similar with Agatha. It's that like reverse thing of like Rosalind was never allowed to be a child, and that's what fucked her up so badly, and like she was never allowed to be silly or loud or like get dirty or like and Rosalind being the one, like I have such a vivid image of these three girls literally playing the way that they should have the whole time that they were little kids together. Like, man, that is gonna make me cry for the rest of my life, you know? Yeah. And I really can see so clearly the like ridiculousness, like the absolute frolicking and like jumping and rolling around in the puddles and like singing and dancing and like screaming and like
And I just love that they finally got what it was that they always wanted, which was to just be friends with their friends.
Yeah.
You know? And like, again, like for Talia and Rosalind, that there wasn't anything more to it than like I'm playing around in the rain with my friends, the way that I used to, and there's nothing more to it. And there's no like underlying of anything else. Like it wasn't even a thought in her head.
Yeah.
And that for the fact that at any point in this campaign you could have asked me what Talia was thinking about and Rosalind would have been in there.
Yeah.
It was so nice that it was finally not that. And it was just like I'm friends with my friends and we're having a good time.
Yeah.
You know?
It was the most beautiful ending I could have imagined. I couldn't have imagined an ending as beautiful for the show. 10 out of 10. I think we should leave this here and then we should bring Lyndon in.
Favourite moment, we'll just leave it
Of
to
this
like one
episode.
moment of this episode.
I
Because
think
then I'll ask about favourite moments in the entire
yeah.
campaign in the next.
Yeah.
But yeah.
I think we all have the same favourite moment from this episode, which is the rain and singing and dancing and playing in the rain.
Yeah. It was beautiful.
Like, yeah.
So beautiful.
I think so. There was so many.
And
good
all the
moments.
our 4 monologues at the end.
Yeah.
I think. Well, 5 actually, because Harold as well.
Yeah.
They were all so beautiful.
Yeah.
I enjoyed Seth's little run up for this in the stomach for this.
We didn't know about that, but that was fun.
Yeah.
That was good.
Yeah. It was.
Um,
It was so beautiful.
Rio, favourite moment?
It was the I mean, saving the world. That's pretty cool. I liked the just kind of like the concept of everything happening and then just jumping the king. Just like the King of England gets jumped by a couple of teenagers.
Yeah, so good.
That's fun.
It is fun.
A couple of teenagers and a flying magical hammer.
Yeah.
Um,
I think the rain was my favourite in terms of like story and episode, but I think my favourite moment to experience was the rain, but it was also like Talia completing her arc.
Well, yeah.
Like that's got to be up there.
Yeah.
Talia's moment of deciding.
Yeah, and like seeing that, getting to see that is up there for me. But I think what's really beautiful is that like it's not my most favourite. You know? I think that is what's beautiful for Rosalind.
Yeah.
Is that like the rain tops that for me. Because that was all 3 of us together. And actually it was that's in seeing Talia in that moment was Rosalind both getting new hope but also of completely letting go. Like that was the last, and it was like closure. It was like getting closure on it finally.
Yeah.
But yeah.
I mean, I also like the Richard coming out of nowhere.
Yeah, Richard.
Like,
Yeah.
I think
the whole time.
I think Richard.
Oh, and Diamond and Lucas kissing.
Oh yes.
Diamond and Lucas macking out sloppy style.
And
at the
Lucas
back.
punching the creature.
Yeah. So many moments.
Next week we will be doing our sort of final for the whole show. Talks Around the Teapot, featuring our beautiful, wonderful DM, Lyndon Rufus Winters, to answer all of our questions about what, Lyndon? To talk with all of us about what we think the future holds for all of our favourite characters, and just to reflect together on the journey that we've been on the last 2 years. Thank you so much for listening.
Yeah.
We love you.
Give us a like, a comment, a subscribe, because we have to say it every week because that's what we have to do. But until next week,
Submissive and subscribable.
Did that start on the very first Talks episode?
I think
feel like
so.
it did.
Yeah.
Yeah.